Hello everyone! I was talking about, I don't know if it was the last video or the one before that, that it was Easter, and that means that summer is starting, and summer is my favorite thing. It didn't used to be. I used to prefer autumn, but since I moved up here, it's always winter, I think I said, and I like summer more now. When I was younger, and I don't remember, around 20 something, 20 something, I moved to France and I lived in Versailles outside Paris. And the summers there were like so incredibly warm. They were hot compared to what I was used to from Sweden, because I am from Sweden originally, and then in 2007 I moved to France, and then I moved to Ireland in 2011. But whatever, really. The point is, everywhere I've lived recently, in my adult life, I've moved around a lot. Not just between these countries, I've moved more than that. But anyways, summers used to be annoyingly hot, and that was pretty much it. So I didn't at all appreciate them as much as they perhaps deserved. But now, when I was gonna say literally, it's not quite literally, but almost. When I have 2 months of summer every year, suddenly I find that I really enjoy summer because there's so little of it, and you really have to like make it count when you do have it. So I forgot where I was. Sorry. Anyways, I'm excited for summer, and I'm guessing you guys are too. If summer hasn't already started where you are, it depends so much where you live. But I'm guessing most of this side of the planet now has spring in different stages. Up here we still have snow everywhere, lots of it. But it's like I said, it's also going to be really fast once we get to May, because then we'll have the around the clock sunshine 24 hours a day. Not quite. The 24 hours a day is actually in the beginning of June until late July, I think. But now we'll have like 2 hours of darkness, and that's not a lot either. So we're gonna have a lot of sunshine, and it's gonna get warm very fast. But anyways, never mind me and summer. Let's find out about your summer. This is gonna be a long reading, I think, but it's not, because if you know me by now, or if you haven't seen me before, anyways, I don't do very long readings. There's a few good points. For they are good. There's a few points. If they're good or not is up to you to decide. But these are general readings. I don't know if one person is going to watch this pile or if 1,000 people are going to watch this pile. So the more detail I go into, the fewer people it is actually going to be correct for. See how that is? Like, if the cards say, oh wow, you're gonna meet a new lover, let's say that, because love readings are very popular. I don't necessarily, oh whatever, I don't dislike them. Anyways, the cards say you're gonna meet a new lover, and I go, ooh, let's find out the details. Let's see what star sign he is. And then I go, yeah, so we have Leo here, so he's a Leo sun or rising or moon, or yeah, see? That adds a bit of general to it again. But then in the next, it's going to be, is this a man or a woman? It's a man. Okay. And where do you meet? We meet at work. And suddenly you have a very specific situation there. You have a male Leo who works at the same place as someone. And then we go, when are we going to meet? And it's going to be in the season of what, Sagittarius? And now we've limited to, I mean, lots of people will still have this exact situation played out because we are a lot of people on this planet. But that's not the point. The point is, the more general, like lots of people are going to meet a new partner in, say, June. Because in the summer we tend to start new things. Later in the summer even more so, because we're used to it psychologically to start new things in autumn, because we're used to that from school. As soon as we start going to school, it's like in the spring, that's when summer holidays start, and then autumn, That's when we start the new things, the new class or the new school or the new blah, 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 blah. That's so deeply embedded into how we think that new projects, new starts, new relationships, we really want to take like steps, big steps over summer and autumn. And we want to end things in the spring for some reason because we're used to school endings. We might want new relationships or new jobs or new hobbies or whatever. But you get the idea. So all of this just to say that I don't necessarily do very long readings. I take the general message and that's what you get. And then you have to apply it to your own life and situation. Like if I say you're going to get a new job in June and you don't have a job now, then it's not going to be a new job. It's going to be your first job. That was a bad example, but you get the idea. The semantics behind it, the specifics, they will be different for more or less everyone. But the general message will be correct for lots of people. And that's why I tend to keep it as general as possible, so that as many people as possible can be helped and can know what is coming in their near or far off future. Yeah, so this is going to be a... Wow, that took a... Anyways, this is going to be a long-ish reading. Because we're first going to look at, these are for June, and then after that you're going to have to pick a new pile out of 4 for July, and then a new one out of 4 for August. These are the 3 months of summer. In August we'll already be having cold nights, but June, July, August, those are the summer months here, and we're gonna, as said, start with June. So you pick 1, 2, 3, 4 for what's going to happen for you in June. And then you basically come back and you pick 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't come back here. I'll do a new spread, but there will be timestamps. You'll understand when you see it. I'm just bad at explaining. So, well, let's get this show off the road. 1, 2, 3, 4 for June. Hello everyone who chose pile 1. As I said in the intro, I don't know if anyone watches the intro. You should watch the intro because that's where you get the information of what my plans are for the reading. So this one's going to be incredibly general, I think I said, because I wanted to apply it to... Yeah, I said it in the intro. Go watch the intro. We're going to start out by getting the cards that... are the main energies for the month. And I like these for that because they remind me of summer nights. You know, when it's like this blue and the moon and yeah. I like them. Oops. And then these that also remind me of summer nights actually. But in a different way. This is more like autumn, I guess. This is very summer. Anyways. Okay. And then I think we're gonna get... We'll start by flipping these over. We're also gonna get a theme card. And a dragon advice card. And I did not plan. And then Baby Heindl is gonna go clarify the theme card. And this is fun because I haven't seen these. There we go. No, actually, yeah, let's do this. There. 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 And there. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Let's do this. I wonder if they'll... Yeah, they will fit in the screen. They will. Okay. Oh, yeah. These two. Sorry. Started... Oh. Yeah, see... First of all, you don't normally, or I don't normally see this many people card, like court cards. Because you have the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, and then to clarify the Queen of Wands, you have Knight of Pentacles. To clarify this Seven of Wands down here, you have the Queen of Wands. And, well, King of Swords has the Hermit. So, first of all, there's a lot of people here, which I kind of both like and don't like. It makes it more vague, which of course is what I said I was going for, but perhaps not this vague. It seems like this might be work related because you have the King of Cups, and then these on top of these are clarifications basically to give context. And the King of Cups, that's this masculine energy who is very in touch with his emotions, very caring, tends to be like the good boss who asks how you're feeling instead of asking why your stats at work are down. Like, caretaking, very almost fatherly, I guess, in energy, provided you had a good and loving father. Not everyone does. But the idea of the perfect father sort of thing. That's the King of Cups, at least to me. With the Three of Pentacles, to clarify him here, there is a collaboration or a job situation or something you're doing together. And then the Queen of Wands, that's female energy, more passionate, powerful. This is the whole personal power, where you know what you want, you know where you're going, you do you, that sort of thing. But she has, to clarify, and this is where it's kind of interesting, because if we read this as a context, then the Knight of Pentacles could correspond here to Three of Pentacles, meaning that these two are people that you either work with or one of them is you. I'm actually drawn to one of them might be you, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Because the Knight of Pentacles then is someone probably younger or less experienced in this situation, whether it's work or whatever it is. And then you have the King of Swords, clarified by the Hermit. So someone, I mean, the King of Swords already looking at him. Let's see if I can. This is someone who sits by himself and thinks. He is, I mean, the King of Swords is very intellectual. He's very intelligent, and he can seem disconnected from the people around him because he works more in his head than with his heart. Which, you know, that can be seen as disconnected or hermity. And it's not impossible. It's possible that he actually keeps to himself because he has a lot on his mind or stuff like that going on, that he actually has something that he's trying to sort out with himself. Now, I don't know who he is, of course, in this situation. This could also be you. It's a person card. Anything could really. With the Seven of Wands being challengers. The Seven of Wands comes after the Six, and the Six is the victory. I keep using this example, but you know when Robin Hood shoots at the archery competition and he wins, well, the day after there's going to be people challenging him because he's the best. He's the guy to beat if you want to be the best, because right now he's the best. Seven of Wands, that's challengers. That's people who want to usurp or win or just show how good they are compared to you or someone else. And here's the Queen of Wands again, clarifying that. So I'm kind of getting a feeling that you have these people around you. I'm kind of thinking none of them are you, because we didn't ask about you. We asked about your situation this month. And then I'm thinking that, see, there's a younger person who is perhaps less experienced, who is causing trouble. Perhaps trying to steal your boyfriend or get promoted over you when it really should be you or something like that. We have Five of Wands, so there is conflict. And it's not the good kind of conflict. This is arguments, different opinions, not getting along. Whereas, you know, in Seven of Wands, if that would have been without the Five, yeah, sure, there's competition. There's always competition in life. People are trying to get paid better or get the job you want or want to get ahead of you in the grocery line. But with conflict, that kind of suggests that there is something less honest or less open going on here. Which kind of also with Pumpkin Dragon, mystery, that means you have a mystery to solve here. That something is going on that you're not seeing. And it could be, it could be a good thing to find out what it is. Probably is. But then it will depend on what you do with that knowledge. There is something you don't know yet. And that's also kind of interesting because then in the... this is from the Divine Circus Oracle. And I'm using these for like theme of the month. This one's called Divine Disguise. And I'm not going to read the entire text. You can Google it or something if you want to read it. Because they're long. One description is like, well, 3 pages. I don't feel like reading all of that. But Divine Disguise, number 23. Which tends to suggest then that there is a blessing in disguise. There's something you're not quite seeing that will lead to something good, but it can look bad in the beginning. So, just as an example, then let's say this is a younger coworker who is trying to get promoted by sucking up to the boss. But the boss, who rarely you don't see him or her because the boss sits in another office and is much higher up, will, for example, promote them and then take you into another department and make you the boss of that department. This is just an example. I don't see anything suggesting that you're going to be promoted. That's not what I mean. But there is a conflict here. And I'm thinking that this Queen of Wands, who is at both places, is the source of the conflict. So that's someone young, passionate, in her or his power, who knows what they want, but is probably younger with the Knight here. And it seems to be a work-related situation. There is a blessing in disguise going on, so let's say, just for example's sake, that you two are fighting over a promotion, and she gets it, you don't. That would seem like a terrible thing because you wanted the promotion, but then it turns out that getting that job was just temporary and they're fired a week after, or, getting what you wanted might have been the bad thing. Something better is coming. I think that might be related to this mystery, that you'll see the mystery once the hidden blessing kind of presents itself. And then all the parts come together and you go, yeah, they moved the conflicty person to the new position so that they could fire them because they didn't want a conflict-causing person in the department. So rehiring them to get them, the whole last in, first out thing. It could be something like that. I'm not saying it is, but it seems to be work-related. There's a lot of people, there is conflict, and there is a blessing in disguise. And your meditation card says, take time for hibernation and healing, which suggests, but you're going to have to decide, that whatever this conflict is, you're not supposed to engage it. You're not supposed to get into any fights. Probably not supposed to get into the competition, but I can't actually answer that. Dodge the conflict, though. If there's a competition, who's best, then if you want to join the competition, do that and do your best. There's no harm in that. But don't go into any conflicts. Take time for hibernation and healing. This mystery, I have a feeling, will resolve itself, but the fact seems to be, in June, you don't have all the knowledge you need yet. And it will come. You might start solving the mystery, but this blessing in disguise, divine disguise, whether it seems like bad from the start or it's just right in front of your nose and you didn't see it before, whatever the case may be, this blessing in disguise will probably solve the mystery. And you don't have to partake in the conflicts and the arguments and the whatever it is here. So I would say in June, let people fight around you. Don't engage. Take it easy. Relax. Things will turn out for the best. Even if it doesn't seem like or feel like that right now, the best thing to do right now then is to not engage with all this. Take it easy. Relax. Heal. And the mystery will solve itself when the blessing is revealed. I think that's kind of it. So that's June for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope it was helpful. Hello everyone who chose pile 2 for June. We're gonna, first of all, you should watch the intro if you haven't already, because, okay, I babble a lot, that's just who I am, but it explains a bit about why we're keeping this reading so very vague, not vague. It's, I don't speak English nearly enough, so my mouth isn't used to making the sounds yet. But it'll come. Anyways, we're going to start with 4 cards, but from 2 different decks, to just give a, this is the general energy for the month. First one we're using is, this deck reminds me of summer nights, because it's all blue, and there's a moon, and there's the, I don't know what they're called. Trollslända. I'm going to have to look that up. Anyways, and then this one also reminds me of summer nights, which is where we're using it, because I like it, but in a different way. This is kind of colder, more like autumn nights, I guess. There. And then we're gonna get, without flipping these over, because that makes it more interesting, we're gonna get a clarifier for each card to, like, explain a bit more about them and what's going on. I don't know if I said, but this isn't, we're not looking at you for this month. We're looking at the general energy for you this month. What's going on around you, what you need to know, what you know, that sort of thing. We are also getting, without tipping everything over, sorry about that, we are getting a Dragon Advice card. They didn't want to come up. That might be because there's actually no room for them. There we go. Dragon Advice card. And just 2 more cards, then I'm done. We're also using the Divine Circus Oracle to get a this is the overall energy of the month for you. But we're also getting a clarifier for that. There we go. That should be everything, actually. Now let's start flipping our cards. Oh, okay. Sorry, I kicked my camera again. I'm gonna have to buy a better tripod-y thing to put it on. But for now, we're looking at a quite exciting June here. As I said, I want to reiterate that because I'm seeing a few different possibilities here. Is that we are keeping this as general as possible so that it applies to everyone watching. If I start going into specifics, it won't be true for everyone. And this looks kind of important, to be honest. So, first of all, the general, like, energies, and we're gonna look them over as they are, first of all. We have the 6 of Wands, which is, you know, victory, achievement, success, which is clarified by 8 of Pentacles, which makes me feel this is work-related, but it could also be something that you do, that you're trying to become the best at, and that you have perfected your skill or prowess or whatever in, and you are victorious. Then you have the Hermit, clarified by Page of Pentacles, which again, Page of Pentacles, that is the whole money, work, that realm of things. And the Hermit is the Hermit. I want to say, though, what I want to say is that you've, with the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords, if these all go together with Meant for You and 5 of Cups, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups, if we look at it as a and this, I know I'm babbling and being incoherent here, you're gonna have to bear with me. We are going to arrive at a conclusion. Um, Energy, the coffee dragon, does say to keep an eye on your energy levels. Don't overwork yourself, because there is a risk of that here. With the hermit, though, combined actually with meant for you and the Ten of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, that's in the realm of money, jobs, that sort of thing again. Page of Pentacles is 2, as is Eight of Pentacles. You have this victory, but here something that is new is ending, because this one is the card, this is the clarifier. So it could be that you're starting a new project or getting a new job because you've lost something else. So let's say the victory here was really that you got the severance package you were fighting for. Bad example, but stay with me. And then you start your new job because the other one ended. But it could also be that after this victory you felt that you should be promoted and everything should be fantastic, but it ends. Something ends. And it might feel a bit surprising or shocking, but it's run its course. It's done. It needs to end. And then you'd have to start something new, of course, because whatever it is, but this looks like money, finances, jobs, physical realm stuff. You're gonna need something new. And the interesting part here is with the hermit, it's very much about soul searching and getting to know yourself, being a bit like in solitude because you're figuring out the big truths about yourself, about your life. Maybe we're getting there, because the Page of Pentacles too, you could get a new job offer after this, and it might not be something that you want, because with the Five of Cups, you know, that's the whole crying over spilled milk card. You have things, you have good opportunities, you still have things, but you feel disappointed because you lost that one thing that you wanted, which is probably here then with the loss. So you're losing something, you're getting something else, and you don't feel really happy with it. And that's a bit interesting, because here we have from the Divine Circus Oracle, card number 1, meant for you. And I kind of connect that with what's going on in the Hermit up here, because that would be that you have found out what it is you want, and maybe it felt like it was this, sorry, the Ten of Swords thing, the one that ended, and you're sorry to have lost that, and you're focusing on that loss. But this new thing, whatever this new thing is, and I don't know, as said, if this is work or money or house, or, but it is in the physical realm, in the like financial material. The new thing is actually the meant for you. It's gonna be perfect for what you figured out up here in the Hermit. The thing that you want, really, after this thing has ended. So look at new job offers, or new offers of solidly, like, again, material world. So housing, work, that sort of thing, money. Solid offers. If your initial reaction is to feel a bit disappointed, don't, because it was meant for you. But the interesting part here is, and I feel it's a bit disconnected, but this is supposed to be the energy of the month. You have Three of Cups, which is the celebration, the going out and partying with friends, or doing, you know, fun, amusing stuff, going to the theater or cinema or at a party or whatever. And they have the clarifier there with the Ace of Cups. It kind of suggests, again, new beginnings emotionally, and that could be self-love, or it could be a new friend, or a new lover, or it could be a child. The situation is going to be different for all of you. Some of you might actually be having a baby in June, and in that case, this one is pretty self-explanatory. You've been pregnant, big ball building something. The pregnancy ends, but the baby is born. There's celebration. If you are actually pregnant, that is celebration. You do celebrate when you get a baby. And that could be the thing that is meant for you. But in that case, I'm not sure why Five of Cups is here. Which is worth noting that I think something is going on materially that seems negative, but it's actually positive. If you look at it positive and you grab the opportunity and you let it develop the way you want it, because you know what you want, then it is right for you. It's meant for you. I'm not gonna actually read in the book, I think I said, because these are like 2 pages long card descriptors. I'm not reading all of that on the video because it would take too long. But I know that you can actually Google on the card names and the deck name and you get the full descriptions. So that's Divine Circus Oracle and card number 1, meant for you. And then you can read the entire text yourself if you want to. But that's your vibe of the month. Your meditation card is the Autumn Fae. Go slowly and listen closely for the words of the tree spirits. Again, that's a meditation card, but I still think go slowly, listen closely. Disregard this disappointment. See this as an opportunity. There are new things coming for you. I mean, we have Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Cups. Again, this could be new job. I'm thinking new job, but I'm also actually thinking either newly found love for yourself, or it's a new best friend, or a new lover, or the birth of a child. Doesn't even have to be your child, but it is a new love. It's not rekindling an old one. This is new. I don't really have that much more else to say. There's going to be a victory, and it's probably work or material realm related. You need to watch your energy levels. You might be burning yourself out. Don't do that. You might be getting a job offer that actually corresponds to what you know about yourself, what you actually want, the true you, but it might not look like what you want initially, because you might be sad over the thing that you lost over here. But what is coming is meant for you. This time around it actually is. So grab this opportunity and see it as something positive, and it will be. That's your June. I hope this was helpful. I really hope that you'll be able to act on this and end up where you are supposed to be, or where you'll get this new love and the celebrations and the new starts. Because it's looking good, but something is ending, so you have to be a bit prepared for that. Don't dig yourself down and mourn too much over that. Because, okay, be sad that you lost something that you liked. Even if you didn't like it, you can still be sad that something ended. But welcome the new opportunities with open arms. See them optimistically, because they are, a catchphrase, meant for you. I hope this helped. Good luck! Hello everyone who selected pile 3. I keep forgetting what I said in the intro and what I say in the start of the videos. Go watch the intro, because it explains a bit about how vague this reading really will be. It will be very vague. The intro explains why and sort of how to work with that. So we're going to get the energy sort of surrounding you this month, June. This is not year specific, but it is month specific. So this is for June. And we're going to get 4 cards for that from these 2 decks that both remind me of summer nights, because they're like, this one's a bit colder. This is the warm summer nights where you're out walking with your friends and you love life and everything's fantastic. And this is more the contemplative, where you drink tea and think and take it easy. We're, as always, getting a dragon advice card because I love them. And we are getting clarifiers for these 4 to see, we'll get a bit more info at least. It's not going to be very, very detailed anyways, but a bit more. There. Sorry, that's my computer making noise. And also we're getting a vibe of the month card, I'm using another deck here that I haven't actually used before. It's the Divine Circus Oracle. I don't use it very often, actually. I love it, but I don't use it a lot. So today, actually using it. Whoops, pushed my camera, sorry. And we're also getting a clarifier, or a, yeah, let's call it a clarifier for that one as well. There we go. Now I'm going to start flipping over cards, and then we'll see what's going on. Oh dear. Huh. So this is looking like a kind of interesting month. But there is something going down that isn't going to be really amazing, I'd say. Because you have the Magician, and the Magician is good. The Magician, the creation, the manifestation pro, getting what you actually set out to get. You have this vision of what it is you want, and now you may even have a way of achieving it. I really think so, actually, because but clarifying that you have the Three of Swords. So there is sadness involved, there is heartbreak, mourning. I don't know if this is a relationship or work or whatever, but I'm actually, thinking it's an entire life upheaval sort of thing, but without the tower. There's no tower here, as you may note. There are a few other clues, though. Then you have Eight of Cups, clarified by the King of Swords. And since this King of Swords doesn't have to be a person necessarily, it could be a situation where it's just very logical, very... Let's use the example of work. You have a job. It's not what you want. You're not necessarily happy with it. So you've been thinking about and manifesting the perfect job. But to get it, you have to leave this job. And that might make you very sad. Even though you weren't happy there, it's still, you feel insecure. You feel unsure. You don't know what's going to come. This is security, sort of. You know what you have. You know what you're going to get. But leaving it can be scary. Leaving it can also be the logical choice. So you are leaving something, but you're moving towards something that you want, even if you're scared of it. I think you might be scared, actually. Ten of Pentacles. So that's the life-changing wealth. This, too often I see it interpreted as you're gonna win the lottery and be a millionaire and never have to do anything. Life-changing money, even generational wealth, is something I often see ascribed to the Ten of Pentacles. But generational wealth, that might just mean that you get a good education and you're able to help your kids with their homework so that they don't end up last in their class and they have better opportunities going forward. It doesn't have to mean you can give everyone in your family $2 million and be happy forever, which it's easier to be happy when you have a lot of money, but it doesn't buy happiness. It buys happy experiences. I will never ever claim that money doesn't buy happiness, because if you are homeless and hungry and ill, then money would definitely make you happy. But that's just it. It wouldn't make you happy. It would buy you a house. It would buy you healthcare. It would buy you food. And those things would make you feel happier. So money, no, it doesn't buy happiness, but it buys the things that make you happy. So money is a very good thing. I'm just saying that this isn't necessarily a lottery win. It could just be that you buy a house, but I don't think so. That's just an example. You could be, but I don't think so. This looks more like education, to be honest. I think you're quitting a job to start studying. Or, we'll get there. Because you have the Knight of Pentacles. And knights... This is a slow-moving knight, because he is of the earth element. He is the physical realm. He is the practical. But he's crossing this Ten of Pentacles, which means it's going to be a bit slower progressing, uh, than you might have wanted it to be. It's not moving as fast as you thought it would be. But it's getting there, just more slowly. Then you have the Knight of Wands, and that's a way faster energy, and it's going for what you want and being, but it's a bit unfocused and directionless. It's, you see a shiny new thing and you rush off towards it to grab it, but you need to perhaps focus and temper yourself a bit. It's usually a thing with the Knight of Wands, that he's a bit uncontrolled, and again, he doesn't have to be a he, but yeah. Crossing that, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which again makes me think about studies, because Seven of Pentacles is very often about long-term planning projects where you plant your seeds now. It could be investing as well, like you invest money and you watch them grow. That could be it. But there are a few thingies here that make me think that this might be education related. I am not sure. But this has said it's the Divine Circus Oracle. This is card number 12, called Alice. These descriptors are 2 to 3 pages long, so I'm not going to read all of it, but you can Google them and just go Divine Circus Oracle, card number 12, Alice, and the texts are actually online, but I'm going to read just the intro thing here. New worlds are calling you forth where the old rules don't apply. It might seem strange, or freeing, or wild, or even scary at first, but you are meant to explore these new worlds. You will gain so much from the experience. There's no need to be afraid. And crossing that is the Hierophant. You know, the guy that talks about studies. He also talks about marriages, of course, but I'm not seeing a lot of love here. Maybe there is love, but this doesn't seem to be a relationship-focused month. This seems to be work or study focused. It also seems to be a focus yourself, be patient month. But with the Hierophant, I'm thinking studies. You know, he has the keys to the secrets. He's the wise old guy who, well, he holds the keys to the library sort of thing. All the secrets, all the knowledge. And very much about the formal path that they might take, which is what makes me think this is education. This is education related, I think. But for that to happen, you would have to leave something behind, it seems. You might even have to move. And this might not be as fast as you had hoped. It might not be giving results as fast as you had hoped. Like, okay, let's say that it is a school. We'll use that as an example. You've applied for an education. Normally, the school year starts in, like, August or something? I think. I'm not actually sure. In Sweden, at least, I think it does. Might be late July, August. That's when the school year starts. So, if this is June, which it is, you'd then have to wait all the way until then before anything really starts happening. That could be one potential, like, interpretation for this. And again, we're keeping this as vague as possible while still giving clues, just so it will include as many people as possible. I mean, this could be leaving a relationship to go off and move and be by yourself and learn your own strengths, build your own foundations, and you are sad, but you know that it's going to be better this way. It could be that as well. I'm just using the education thing as an example. In that case, if you are leaving a partner, maybe you were living together and it's going to be difficult to find a new place to live. Or, yeah, that sort of thing. So it could be relationship, it could be work, it could be education. But the main point here is that you are leaving something. You need to let yourself mourn that. New things are coming, but they aren't moving as fast as you really want them to. And you are probably moving or going into a new field of work or study or moving physically, like from the place where you live right now. And it has something to do with the formal rules, the marriage or education or that sort of thing. is really the best I can give. You have your meditation card is the Forest Walker. Keep courage, be gentle. And Cherry Dragon, your advice card, says grace. So I think that whatever it is you are leaving here, don't flip out. Don't hurt other people. Don't be mean. If it's a relationship, try to separate on friendly terms. If it's a job, same thing there really, so that you can get, good credentials or can come back there afterwards if you want to work there again. That sort of thing. But let yourself be sad about what you are leaving behind, because changes can be painful. Even if you're going towards something amazing that makes you happy, changes can be scary. Or losing something like, personal example here, sorry. When I moved to Ireland, I got an apartment and it was the shoddiest little place on, not the planet, but definitely the shoddiest place I've ever lived in. It was like 1.5 room in a concrete bunker type thing behind a guy's house. And I was paying several €100 per month, like 550 euro per month back in 2011 for this concrete shed. And, that's pretty terrible. It was always wet. There was like black mold crawling up the walls. And when I moved, I cried because I loved that place. It had been my home. And leaving it, even though it wasn't healthy, it wasn't financially sound, it wasn't good, it still made me sad to leave that place behind because it was mine. It was my home at that point. So allow yourself to mourn that. I mean, the new place I got was amazing. That was a 3-bedroom house. I had room for all my hobbies and activities, and it was not cheaper necessarily, but it had gas heating instead of electrical heating, and it wasn't made out of concrete, so it wasn't cold and wet all the time, which in the end, the monthly expenses were lower in the new place, even though I think the rent there was like 700 a month versus 550 in the old place, but electricity costs and that stuff, it evened out to about the same, and I got so much more space, and it was so much more healthy, and I still missed the old place from time to time. That's the kind of thing here. You are leaving something behind. You're going towards something new, which I still think might be education, and it's going to take time, longer than you wanted it to. You're going to have to be patient and wait, but it looks like it's going to be good, because it is something you have created, whether you know it or not, because you wanted it. So keep courage, be gentle, be graceful. It looks good. Just take this step. I think so. I hope that helped. Good luck. Happy June. Hi, people who chose pile 4. I'm a bit annoyed with myself now because I I started recording and then I managed to kick over the camera again. So I'm really sorry, but we start your reading with the cards already out here. But hopefully that shouldn't matter too much. I mean, it's still the same cards as I pulled. It was the same process as it was in the first 3 piles. But I'm sorry, this felt a bit backwards. But yeah, we're gonna start turning over all the cards to see what the main energies for June is for you. And see if we can get an idea about what's going on. Oh, that's cool. So you got the Fool twice. Now let's see. So we have the 5 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, 3 of Swords, King of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, the Fool, 3 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and Brilliant Virgin from the Divine Circus Oracle, and the Fool again. Let's see if I can figure. Well, Dragon Advice card, we have rewards, but it doesn't necessarily mean rewards are coming since these are advice cards. And then you have your meditation card, Owl Song. Whisper secrets to the moonlight. Find strength in stillness. I wonder, though, if you've... How do I put this, then? If you've lost something, like, possibly Because with the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups, the Three of Swords, that's heartache, sorrow, sadness, mourning, that sort of thing. And the clarifier for that is the King of Pentacles. So it could actually be that we have two different groups of people here. I'm not really sure, but the fun part here is because of the Five of Cups, which is my short crying over spilt milk. Like, you still have everything in the fridge, but you lost the milk and you only think about that. All these 4 cups are still here, but she's just missing the 5th one. And focusing on that instead of focusing on all the stuff that's still there, that's still good. That being clarified with the Knight of Cups makes me feel like there might be 2 groups here, I'm not sure. But if the loss or the thing that you're mourning was a job, then it would make sense with the Pentacles King. But if it was a relationship, then all these people cards make sense. So possibly then 2 groups here, but they have lost something or are mourning something that they never had. Either or. And let's see, because the interesting part, the main interesting part here to me is that we have the Fool twice. And I'm thinking, since this is for June, this heartache, the sadness, the feeling of loss could have been ongoing for a while. That's difficult to know, really. But you are still in it in June. You are still unhappy or feeling this heartache in June. Whether that is over a person or a job or a friend, it's something that you feel like you've lost, whether you had it or not. It could depend from person to person here. As I said in the intro, we're trying to keep this very vague, because the more detail we go into, the fewer people it's going to apply to, and that's not going to be very helpful. Whereas the main events, like the bigger picture, could work for a lot of people. Now, with the Two of Coins here, this is a Swedish card, and the Two of Coins, that's usually balance, juggling, prioritizing things. It could also be like yin-yang, the opposing forces working in harmony. But this card is called in Swedish change, förändring, which is kind of interesting because something is changing. And I feel this is just because with the Three of Pentacles as well and the Page of Cups, this is so interesting. I'm pretty sure I have 2 different groups here. One that is feeling loss over a partner or someone they wanted to be a partner, or friend for that matter, but what I mean is one that feels this sadness over a personal relationship, and one that is about a job. And the reason I'm saying that is because the Three of Pentacles that we have here, that's usually collaboration, working with others, being a team with others, using your like various diverse skills to complement each other. And there we have the Page of Cups. Now the pages tend to be messages, but they can also be people that are like younger, meaning, I mean, again, with the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, Five of Cups, there are a lot of cups and a lot of pentacles, and they seem not interchangeable, obviously, but like they're suggesting 2 different stories. But no matter what it is, let's put it like that, it doesn't matter if it is love or friendship or family or work or school. It doesn't really matter, because the message really seems to be, though, that you're going to get an offer of some kind of new collaboration, something new. Notice new, because you have the Fool twice. That's going to be a big thing in June. If you're going to accept this new offer, and if you do, let's say that it is a friend or a partner, and you accept this offer of new, make sure that you let them do so as a new individual or as a new job, without comparing them to whatever it was you lost. They are their own person or their own workplace. They are not in any way, like related to whatever it was that you lost or never got. And if you, let's just use the example and say that it's a friend. You had a friend, you got along fine, everything was awesome, and then you lost them. I don't know what happened, obviously, but now someone new is coming in and wanting to be your friend. They're not offering, it's not, but they want to be your friend. And you can accept that, go on this new friendship thingy with this person. Then you can't compare them to the old one. They're not the same person. It's not fair to go, my previous friend used to like send me a good night text every night because my old friend or the previous friend knew that I wanted that because we'd known each other forever and they knew what I wanted or what I needed to feel good. This new person won't know that. So you can't, I mean, I know this is a stupid example, but you can't expect them to know they should be sending you a good night text just because your old friend did, because they haven't known you for as long. They don't know your needs in the same way. They don't know your preferences in the same way. But with the Fool, it seems you are going to start something new in June, whether that be, and it could be more than one thing since we have it twice. One of them here was as a clarifier for Brilliant Virgin, which is card number 5 in the Divine Circus Oracle. These are pretty long. It's like 2.5 pages in this case, so I'm not going to read all of it. But I'll do the little first part. And it says, in a world where we are bombarded daily with differing opinions and ideas, remaining true to you and your own point of view is nothing short of brilliant. Let go of confusion, distortion, comparison, and compromise. You do not need to compare yourself to another or measure up to anyone or anything else. What matters to you and your successful life journey is to be in touch with your own truth. You know what you feel, no matter what anyone else says or believes. Stay true to you. So there might be expectations about how you should act here or what you should do, but you probably know better than the people around you what you should be doing with this opportunity for newness. If you're going to recreate all your relationships or move or get a new job or whatever it is, maybe you just want to change things up with how you live or how you do things. Orange Dragon with rewards is very much about, well, not getting rewards, but seeing the rewards. So you go on this new journey or new adventure or new relationship or new job, and you need to see what is good about it. So looking for the positive effects and really looking for the rewards that you do get from, for example, going out of your comfort zone and trying something new. There will be rewards. Maybe they won't be immediately obvious. And if you are moving out of something that hurt you or made you sad or made you feel loss, then it can be difficult to appreciate the things that are actually good. But you know what's right for you, and you will get an offer of starting something new, probably in the same type of situation as the thing that you lost or didn't get, that you were sad about. And I read this one, I think. Owl Song. Whisper secrets to the moonlight. Find strength in stillness. I think that might be true after this. Kind of work out what it is that you want, because you have good opportunities here to start something new or to start over, start fresh, do what you want. So you need to make sure you know what that is. What is it that you want? What is your truth? And then be honest with yourself, be genuine about that, because you have that opportunity now. If you just, well, if you want it, first of all, and if you reach for it and grab it. And there might be more than one opportunity to change things up, since we got the Fool twice. So I think that's, yeah. Something has been lost or never actually became yours. You're getting an offer or an opportunity for something new there. and you really have the opportunity to reshape or restart or remodel and do something new. But you need to stay optimistic, need to stay positive, and need to appreciate the good things that come with it. Because it might take time. It might be work. I mean, you have the Two of Coins here. And with the Brilliant Virgin, stay honest to yourself and know what it is you want and go for that. I hope that helps, and I wish you a good June. And with that, we have arrived at July. And it's going to be the same type of layout, same kind of vagueness, same everything really, except hopefully different messages. Now for the month of July. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Pick one, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. As I said, it's gonna be pretty much the same layout, same cards, same setup, same everything as it was for June, because I got comfortable with that now. And I kind of liked it, to be honest. So we're just sticking with that, and we'll see what comes up in July for you. Here, there, and see, there's so many cards in this reading. I kind of forget which one's which and where it should go and stuff, but we're still looking at pile 1 for July. And the crossing energies for the main ones. There. And there. And also, Dragon Advice card. There. And Divine Circus Oracle card. That one. And there we go. And one for clarification there in case we need it. There. Okay, let's start turning over cards. That's actually nice. Oh, that's interesting. So the first thing I kind of get a feeling here is you are, I mean, Three of Pentacles, again, collaboration, co-working, team spirit. But there's the Five of Swords, which is very much foul play to achieve victory at any cost, even if you, like, play dirty or betray people. And it doesn't have to be you. It could be someone doing that to you. Your month seems to be pretty focused on the physical realm, to be honest, because you have the Ten of Coins with Three of Wands. Three of Wands, that's very much having a plan, being realistic, knowing what challenges might come up, and still doing it, being well prepared. So I think maybe it could be investing, or it could be doing a, well, what's the word, like summer course to learn a new skill that you can then use to make money with, or working a project with some, let's say you're a photographer. That's an easy enough example. And someone says, come with me on this journey and shoot all my thingies and, well, photograph all my doings. And you know that if there are great pictures there, this project will get a lot of attention, and you as the photographer would share in that attention, and maybe you'd get more jobs from that. So this is a long-term sort of thing. You're not gonna become rich overnight, probably. could happen for some people if they have had a plan and it now comes to fruition. It could be that as well. But the month still seems fairly like coin heavy there as well, with Ace of Pentacles. And the Lovers, which, and this, again, as I said, I want things to be vague because it could be for many people. Ace of Pentacles, that tends to indicate something new in the physical realm, which technically it could be a marriage, but more likely moving in with someone or moving out from someone to your own place, like moving away from home, for example, or moving in with a partner. So, or starting a business with someone, or starting a business by yourself, like for example this photo journey in the I'm never good at examples, but hopefully you get the idea. With the Lovers, it seems, I mean, doing this very, very obvious thing, it could be moving in with a partner. Because the Lovers also, it's not always about love and soulmates and stuff. It is very much about making choices. And making choices with honesty and love and dedication. And it doesn't have to be choosing a partner or choosing a friend. It could be choosing a job or choosing where to live. But you are making that choice based on love, basically. So this could be either a new job, new project that you feel strongly about and choose without fear and with honesty. Or it could be moving in with a partner or deciding to get pregnant, that sort of thing. Like planning, solid. You make a decision, you stand by that decision. And the High Priestess, I am a bit confused because Seven of Swords, again, can be either, well, all cards can be many things, but with the High Priestess here, the Seven of Swords makes me think about avoiding responsibility or lying to yourself. I don't think there is you lying to someone else, but with the High Priestess, there's so much intuition and knowing and wisdom in that card. And then in Seven of Swords, there is deception and lying and thievery and dishonesty. So this High Priestess is being lied to by herself or by someone else. And that kind of worries me a bit. I don't want to be, like, frightening anyone here, but I do want you to be aware that this Three of Pentacles, the team, the co-worker or collaboration, has the Five of Swords, which is also, like, foul play and dishonesty, not in the heavy lying type thing, but just playing dirty, not being fair, not being just. And that is in a team or collaboration setting. So there is something you need to be a bit wary of here. I'm not saying everyone is out to get you, that's not it. But you might find out that someone's not being entirely honest, for example, that you work with or something like that. But I think, with the High Priestess and the Seven of Swords, I think you already knew that. I think really deep down you know whatever this is. Because the High Priestess, she knows everything. That's not true. But she is very intuitive. She has a lot of knowledge. Things that seem like she shouldn't even know it, but she knows it because she's intuitive. She's a bit of an oracle like that. And something is still deceiving her here. If that's herself or someone else. Or if she just doesn't want to act on the knowledge she has. Like, let's say you work with someone and you know they're stealing from the cash register. Just an example. You know that. With the High Priestess, you know that. But you don't want to take the fallout, or you're scared of losing your job if you tell on them, or you're scared of them doing something to you if they find out that you said something, because people who steal from their job, I mean, it's not necessarily nice people. Not necessarily bad people either, but there's always a point in, like, being a bit wary of who you tell what. Even though it's the right thing to do, it could have consequences, and you might want to plan that out so that you take the right action at the right time. July feels like it's going to be a pretty fast month. Now, these Divine Circus Oracles, they are This one's 2.5 pages long. I'm not going to read all of it, but this is Steampunk Priestess, card number 7. So if you Google that with Divine Circus Oracle, the texts are online. But I'm going to read this little thing here, and in this case it's almost like a little poem. 1, 2, 3. Trust in what you see. 4, 5, 6. The truths behind the tricks. 7, 8, 9. Clarity divine. You shall see what you need to see. At the perfect moment it shall be. This is about intuition, about seeing things for what they are and when and how they are. And with 8 of Wands to clarify that, this is going to be fast once it happens. When you know what to do, when you know what's going on, it's going to be pretty fast. But I think you should still maybe be a bit careful around teamwork, collaborations, business partners, that sort of thing, because probably, I mean, this doesn't have to be a disaster even. There's not a lot of majors and stuff here, just one, and she's positive. There doesn't seem to be any disasters coming. It's just someone's not playing entirely fair, and it might be a good idea to keep an eye out for that. Your dragon advice card is Starfruit Dragon, moderation. And moderation in all things is good. In this case, maybe don't go all in investing with this person that you feel you shouldn't trust, for example. Again, just an example, because it doesn't have to be about money. It could be work, could be where you're moving. Maybe there's something wrong with the house you're about to rent or the apartment. Maybe, you know, make sure you have all the details and look at it with clarity and connect to be sure that there are no question marks. You feel really clear on everything. You trust it. You trust your own eyes. And you trust what your mind is telling you, what your intuition is telling you. Your meditation card is the Griffin. Be brave and fly above the clouds. So even if there may be some challenges here, this new thing, for example, or taking action on whatever this is, moving with swiftness once the time is right, then I think July could be really, really cool. You're building fortune, you're starting new things. You're really might need to check in with, again, your intuition and your gut feeling. But it doesn't look bad. There's something to look out a bit for here. But that's about it. Yeah, I hope that helps. But check in with yourself, see if you know what this is about already. If there's someone that maybe you shouldn't trust as much as you do, or that you already don't trust but you don't know what to do about, or how to confront them with it. And yeah, happy July! Good luck! Hello people who chose pile 2 for July. We're gonna use the same spread and the same layout and the same everything for July as we did for June. Mainly because I liked it. It felt pretty coherent and good. So we're, well, using the same decks, using the same positions. To see what your month of July will be like. Let's see if there's anything cool happening this summer or something you should be aware of so that you can dodge it, or, you know, general like that. Those, and then we're getting clarifiers for these to help interpret them a bit. There's one. And two. Dun, 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 dun. And four. We're also getting one of the Divine Circus Oracle cards to give a overreaching monthly vibe sort of thing. This is the main one. I don't really use these much because they feel pretty big, all of them. But in like this, when it's for a whole month, then they are pretty useful. And then we're getting a clarifier for that in case it's a specific area of your life or something. And we're gonna get a Dragon Advice card. I need to get a new desk to keep my decks on. I think I already said that, but I'm having to reach quite far to get a hold of all of them. Well, there we go. Let's start flipping over. That's pretty interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so don't know if you can see all of them now. We have the King of Cups, clarified by the star. We have 9 of Pentacles with the Empress. We have the Hermit with 8 of Wands. That's actually quite a lot of majors here. We have Page of Pentacles with the King of Cups. I wonder if it's the same King of Cups as up here. We also have 2 of Swords. And we have, well, these 3 will stick with or wait for, like, the last. So, I get a feeling that you might actually be reconnecting with someone in July if you want to. You're gonna have to consider that quite carefully, because whatever you do select, that's gonna be the path your life takes here. I'm not saying this is the hugest decision in your life, but it will definitely, like, example, trying to think of one. Okay, so there's a model scout in your town and they're looking for an actor or actress for a new Netflix show, and they're looking for a blonde girl. You don't know about this, and yesterday you dyed your hair black. It was blonde 2 days ago, now suddenly you have black hair. If you hadn't done that, they would have recruited you for this job. But now when you have black hair, they're not going to do that, and you didn't know this. You didn't know it was like fate at play here. You just dyed your hair and you were happy, and you're never going to know that you missed out on this Netflix part. Those are the kind of decisions we make every day, not on that large scale perhaps, but everything we do affects the future and how our life is going to turn out. Well, you having the star here and the Hermit, well, they make a whole, you know how this works. The star is so much about new chances and cleansing after this difficult period. Like, there's new hope and there's new chances, and you actually feel like, yeah, I can make it. I'm actually gonna go out there and live. Because the star also comes after all those really heavy, difficult cards, like, Death and the Devil and Tower. In the deck order, the star is after. So that's where you climb out of the ruins of the tower and you find new hope, new purpose. And the things that were torn away, maybe it was for the best, that whatever happened to them happened. You have 9 of Pentacles with the Empress, which makes me feel, first of all, you will probably be financially stable in July. If you're not, though, I mean, it's going to be different, but this looks very stable. It doesn't have to mean you're rich, but stable enough to maybe spoil yourself a bit or even help someone close to you. And that doesn't have to mean that you buy them a new car. It could be that you take them out doing something fun that they wouldn't be able to afford by themselves. I mean, most of us have at some point, or know someone that has at some point, gone through, like, bad financial situations without it actually being our own fault. I could mention, just as an example, when I moved back to Sweden from Ireland, I had worked for 9 years outside of Sweden, and I'd worked up unemployment insurance. So when I quit my job and moved to Sweden, all I had to do was go to the unemployment office in Ireland, and then within the next 24 hours go to the one in Sweden so that they could do their digital transfer thing, and then I'd get my unemployment money. But This was in summer, and far as I have been able to understand, like afterwards, is that the person who took my "I'm unemployed now, please give me money" in Sweden was a summer temp, didn't actually know the job properly, and just signed me up as a job seeker, but didn't send the information to Ireland to confirm. And that easily, that quickly, without me even knowing, I had zero in income for 2 years. That was a very difficult time, let me tell you. Somehow I actually managed. No, I am incredibly spoiled and blessed because I was allowed to move in with my little brother when this happened. And he let me live there for free for a year. All I had to do was like take care of the dishes, shovel snow, make fire, mow the lawn, that sort of thing. And he let me stay there for free. He fed me for free. I mean, it was one of the most wonderful things anyone's ever done to me. So I didn't work for a year. I just sat on my ass. I wrote a few books, not bestsellers, but I did, and it was a dream I'd had for a very long time that I want to write books. And he gave me that opportunity. That was amazing. And then after that year, I went to welding school, and then I got a welding job, which pays decent enough, except then I bought a house, and the house needs to be fixed before next winter. So long story short, most people at some point don't have a lot of money. But it looks like in July, you will be financially stable enough to spoil yourself or someone near to you that you care about. Just the small things that shows that you care about yourself or this other person. Now, with the cleansing renewal type thingy here, with the King of Cups, that could really be anything. Usually in the combination, I'd say it's probably like an on again, off again relationship, but I'm not sure. Not sure. Could be an on and off again friendship or but it looks like a human relationship, whether romantic or not, where you're kind of on again, off again, and now it feels like you're ready to either start over or move on and do things differently. Because with the Hermit here, you kind of seek out that solitude type thing, look into yourself, go, what are my needs? Can I have them met here? But also, and this is where it gets interesting, the old paths. Walk in unknown territory to see from a new perspective. It refuses to sue, I'm sorry, but new territory, new perspective, very much star things really. So what you learn here with the Hermit about yourself, about what you want to do, it's going to be pretty fast. You see into yourself, you see this is, this situation, this is what I want. And then you can move on as the star. But the new perspective. Look at things from a different angle than you normally do. Let's say this is an on again, off again relationship. That's just an example, but let's say that it is. And you always go back to each other, even though it never works. And then you break up again and you go back again and you break up again and you go back again because you're just like torn from to back, can't be without, can't be with. Something clearly needs to change there. And that's the looking from a new perspective. Trying out new things. Can you have a relationship, if we use the relationship example now then, a relationship with this person in a different way, on different terms, on different grounds? Or should you actually try to be without them and just start over as your new fresh self with your own dreams and new future? And this is going to be pretty important because you have Two of Swords here. You also have Page of Pentacles and the King of Cups, but that's the King of Cups again. So I'm guessing you're getting a message from this person, is what I'd say, or job. Let's say it's a job, let's say it's a person, but you get the idea. Will be in touch with you. And you have the Two of Swords, meaning you are dodging making a decision. Is the feeling, at least. And that's why you need to go into hermit mode. You need to try the new perspectives. You need to have the sense of, I can do this. This is what I want after being hermity. Because Two of Swords is very much not actually taking responsibility for making a choice. In the classic art, it's like a woman usually with a blindfold and two swords. Meaning with the blindfold, she can't see her options. She can't see where she is. She doesn't have to make a choice. So it's kind of keeping yourself in limbo because you don't want to make a decision. But you're going to have to. Because then on the vibe here, you have Meant for You, which is card number 1 in the Divine Circus Oracle. And I think I've said these are like 2.5 pages long. This one's actually just 1.5 page long, but still. I'm just going to read the like small intro. You've voiced your intent, setting in motion a natural creative process. What you want has been summoned forth and is now headed your way. Don't hesitate, refuse to receive or pass this gift on to another. It is meant for you. Grab it. Within this new opportunity is exactly what you have been waiting for, what you have been wanting to create, what truly makes your heart sing. So I'm thinking this hermit phase here, pretty important. This spoiling yourself or possibly a friend or loved one, probably actually a chance to think about what it is you want. And in the hermit mode, go deeper, like really seek the whole, what is my truth, what is it I want. Try the new perspectives. And wake up with this hope and this renewal. And that's pretty cool, actually. You can't dodge making this decision, whatever it is. Because then you have Celery Dragon, and the advice is renewal. So July is going to be very much about actually making a decision, I feel. Even though it feels so calm. And Two of Swords in Hindley is actually called peace. And that's peaceful. But staying in that peaceful kind of holds you back. You need to know what you want, where you're going, what you desire, and go for that. With the new perspective, new territory, the renewal, the new hopes, and, well, having been cleansed. So, July, I mean, it's going to be fast. You really know, I think, what it is that you should do. You're just avoiding making a decision. And yeah, this contact here, or whatever it is, you will be contacted by someone or something. Whether it's a job, school, relationship, friendship, whatever, really. And you kind of need to know what to do when that happens. So that you know what you want and where you're going and how you are going to live your life. I know that was a bit skippy hoppy. But I hope it helps. Think about this really, because I think there is something needing to be renewed or changed or making a choice on. I wish you good luck with this, and I hope you have a great July. Hi people who chose pile 3 for July. We're gonna be using the exact same setup and the exact same decks as for June, because I felt like I liked that setup and that like format. So we're going with the same thing here. If I remember what it was like. If I don't, there might be small changes, but in that case, let's just go with that was intended. The universe wanted that to happen. Now I actually think I remember. I think I remember the layout. As I said, I've been doing this over several days because we're also coming up on a big I don't know if I've said I work in, or rather on top of, an iron mine, and we're gonna like shut it down for almost 2 weeks very soon for repairs. We do that every year, and that means that all my stuff has to be done before then, because if it isn't, that's gonna be a problem. So we're very busy at work now, It will be like 12-hour days, that sort of thing. Not to mention the fact that I actually add 2 hours to that because of travels to and from work. So as you can imagine, time is a bit limited right now. But that's okay. It's not like I mind. Because I like my job, but I also like doing these videos. It's proven to be one of those really good ways to like wind down in the evenings and do something fun that isn't really time consuming. It doesn't really take too much energy. It's just fun. So there we go. For July for Pile 3. Oh. Okay. Ah, this actually looks kind of nice. I mean, it's not like, ooh, there's so many amazing things, but frankly, I'm gonna sound so mean now. One of the main things that annoy me with most, not all, we have a lot of good tarot readers, very good, but I've seen a few where it's always these sensational things. And I, of course, understand that people want sensational things in their readings. Why bother sitting through 10, 20, 30 minutes listening to someone say, yep, this month is going to be exactly the same as the last one? That's boring, it's pointless, and it doesn't give you anything to work with. But at the same time, when every reading is like, yep, this month you're meeting the love of your life, and you're winning the lottery, and you're gonna get your dream job, and you're gonna be beautiful, loved, adored, everything's gonna come falling out of the sky for you, that also, while it's nice, and it might help with manifesting those things, it's not actually helpful. Because, well, preparing for the best, yes, that is a good thing. But if we're looking at what's actually going to happen this month, and you manifest the things that were told for you, sure. But how many of us really, honestly now, are that good manifestors? That if someone says, yeah, this month you're meeting the love of your life. I mean, if you keep saying it every month, sooner or later it's probably going to be true. But not every month. Not for everyone, not every reading. And there are a few. I really didn't mean to sound as nasty now as I did. I didn't mean to judge anyone for what they do. But I find it frustrating when everything is it's clear skies and smooth sailing and everything's perfect, everything's good. Because it doesn't really give me a chance to look at what I should be doing to meet those things, even if it is true. Where am I meeting this love of my life? How am I getting this job? Where is this contact coming from? What situations should I be putting myself in? That sort of thing. And of course, I don't always do that either, I admit. That is true. I do my best. And as I said, there are a lot of good readers out there. I'm very much a beginner. Anyways, you don't really need to care about me babbling. This is for July for you. We have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Cups, the King of Swords, and this made me happy with the combination of these. This seems to mainly be like experiences with probably people, to be honest. When we get people cards, there's usually a reason for people. But I could imagine, we'll get to that. You have the Fool and Death. And then you have the White Duchess and Three of Cups. You have Dragon Fruit, Defense, Dragon Fruit, Dragon. And you have the Wild God. Go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. Usually male principle. I don't know if you are male or female, and it doesn't matter. What it talks about is return to nature or return to your roots. Seek out the real. And then with the Six of Cups here, I'm wondering, I just kind of went, are you going on vacation? Have you moved far away from home, for example, and now you're going back on vacation? Or are you spending vacation with people that you have had previous relationships with and maybe not been as much in touch with recently, like old friends or exes or flirts that never really developed into anything, or parents, or, people from your past. Not necessarily far past, but past. Because with the High Priestess then, and I think this row and this, they're not really meshing, they're not contradicting each other. It's just that something is happening with the Fool and death. But something is ending as well because of death. But the Fool, that's something new, and this is something pretty big. I know I was talking about here that every month is supposed to be these huge changes. Yeah, but this is a huge change. Whether it's visibly huge or it just has huge effects going forward, that's a bit harder to say at this point. But the High Priestess, and this is where it gets interesting to me, the High Priestess always knows the answers. She does. Eight of Swords, that's when you feel stuck, or you feel trapped, or caged. Things aren't working out and you don't see a way out. But the High Priestess always knows the answer. Intuitively or spiritually, she knows. But you're kind of not looking at what you actually know. And I think that's where the Wild God comes in with the whole go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. Open up your intuition to what it is you need to do to fix these situations that you feel aren't going anywhere, or that you might even want to get out of. But you know the answer. You know the answer. And thus we have the Fool and death. But for this Fool, for the new thing to start, it seems like you have to end the old thing. So whether that's a relationship, job, living situation, where you live, new hairstyle, but I think it's bigger than a new hairstyle. You know the answer. You just need to actually go through with it. And then you can start your new thing. And there will be celebrations with this new thing. Divine Circus Oracle, card number 15, White Duchess. If you want to read the entire text for this card, you can Google that. They are online. I'm not going to read the entire text, but I'm going to read this little first, because that's a small recap. And it says, "Don't look to what has been to find your destiny. Your future is bright and blessed. If the pain of the past feels a little too close for comfort, White Duchess steps in to help you leave behind the emotional storms of your past and move into her protection. A time of transition is upon you, and soon your feet shall settle upon sacred ground, and calm shall prevail inside and out." Again then, sacred ground. Don't look to the past. Do the new thing. Let the past go. Do the new thing. Walk on the sacred grounds. We also have defense from Dragon Fruit Dragon, which is kind of make sure that you are defended from, for example, okay, I'm going to use one of those dumb examples again. I am so bad at examples, I'm sorry. But let's say you're in a relationship and you're not happy and you feel trapped and blah blah blah. But you like the person. It's not that you hate them. You love them. But you're not happy. You're not fulfilled. And you know you need to end this relationship, but it's very hard to end a relationship with someone you still love, even if you're not in love with them. And they might be, this is going to sound mean, but manipulative. They'll realize they're about to lose you, they don't want to, so they'll start pulling at the strings they know will have an effect. And that is manipulative, because you've already, you know the answer. You're gonna have to end something to start the new thing. Make sure that you are defended. You, like, shield off your energy, sort of thing, so that people can't get to you when you start setting your new plan in motion. I don't think it's very much harder than that. This Six of Cups thing might actually be reconnecting with something or someone from your past, and I think I said that, but that might be what triggers this. because you have Eight of Wands as well, and that's moving very fast. But then you have the Knight of Swords, very intellectual, thinks a lot. And this could be a person, could be someone other than you. That's a bit harder to say. But it's a fast sort of... And I'm thinking these are people that you interact with that make you realize what your situation is, why you feel so stuck and unfulfilled, and what you can do about it, and what you want instead. And then you go there and celebrate and feel calm and relaxed, whether there is a physical place or a spiritual state or whatever it is. I love this. I mean, it looks like a tough month. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of work to get through all this. But it looks positive. And difficult, challenging things are usually worth it if what we get on the other side of the challenges is positive. And this looks very much positive. I think this is going to be great. I wish you good luck with this. Thank you for listening. Hello everyone who chose pile 4 for July. I know these decks are sticking in there, but I ran out of place to put my decks. And I don't even have that many. But since I'm using a lot of them in this reading, I needed more space. So they're going to be there and be slightly annoying. That's okay. We're going to go with the same layout and positions and decks as we did in June, because I liked it. And, well... I don't see any real good reason to change that, because I liked it. And anything else? Oh yeah, I am recording this over several days, I think I said, because we are doing a repair stop at the mine where I work. So we'll be shutting down for 2 weeks to repair everything. This happens once a year in May. Last year we actually did it twice. I don't remember why, but then we had 2 weeks spread out over 2 occasions. Now it's going to be pretty much 2 weeks in one go. Everything shuts down, everything is repaired, and then we start up again. It's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it, but it also means like 12-hour shifts, and adding to that the 2 hours of travel. It's going to be a lot. It's going to take a lot of time, but it's going to be fun, so I'm okay with that. But just to explain why the video is like recorded on different days and stuff like that. It shouldn't really affect you, I don't think. But just in case you feel it does. Now you know why. There we go. And there we go. And flipping over some cards then. Oh, that's interesting. Been showing up a bit recently. There is something. This actually looks like a pretty tiring month, but you're gonna come out of it fine. But this... First of all, you have 5 of Wands twice, and 5 of Wands, that's the fighting and conflict and disagreements and arguments. It's not fun. Further to that, you have 10 of Wands as well, and that's when you are so overburdened, overworked, out of energy. It's just, I can't do this anymore, and you have to find a solution to that. It might be that the month starts like this, with like fighting and arguments and stuff. And I know that sounds not very good, and I can totally understand if you feel like it isn't. Don't worry, I can understand that. But I kind of have to encourage you a bit here. Because even with all this conflict and the being tired, being overworked, feeling burnt out, you also have 4 of Cups and 5 of Cups. And 4 of Cups, that's, well, you can tell from the picture really, it's this stillness, but it's not necessarily a happy stillness, not a sad one either. It's just not right now. I don't want to, not right now. But The feeling I'm getting that it is a bit bordering on depression is the Five of Cups. I keep saying this, but crying over spilt milk card. Where you look at what could have been, and maybe this really makes you think like I could have done something different and my life would have been different and everything would have been better, but now it's too late to change it up. The fun part is it's not. You have the High Priestess and you have Justice. I guess this would, yeah, Justice here. And you have, I can't pronounce this word, the Proud Pierrette and the Star. You also have to the Greenwood, seek comfort and acceptance, be kind to yourself. And Celery Dragon, whose advice is renewal. It's not too late. Whatever it is you felt that you wanted more than this overworkedness and conflict and stuff, not too late. You don't have to sit back and just wait for life to pass. And it might feel like that right now. I know sometimes, and I keep saying I love my job. I love my job. Otherwise I could get another job, but I love my job. It's fun. It's genuinely fun. And if I won all the million monies in the world tomorrow, I would quit my job. Yes. But I would talk to my boss and I'd go, can I come in sometimes and do some stuff here just for fun? And I don't know if he'd be able to allow me to do that, but I hope so. Because it would still be something I would love to do for fun. The only part of my job that I don't like is that I have to be there on like work hours. If I had flex time, if I could come and go when I felt like it, or if I had, when this job is done, I can go home, that would suit me even better than this does. But reality doesn't work like that. I'm part of a team of people. We have to work together. Where was I going with this? I'm so sorry. Yes. Yeah, that's it. The overworked feeling. When I go on vacation, I usually take 2-3 weeks, and then I kind of, it takes me almost a full week to actually get into the physical and mental state of, oh, I'm on vacation, I can do whatever I want. I can write the book I want to write, or I can hang out with my friends, I can go swimming in the lake, I can go on forest walks, I can, you know, these weird little things that I or you might want to do. But it takes me a week to get in the right mindset that, yeah, I don't actually have to go to work now. And that week feels so wasted. And that's what you have going here. It feels like wasting time, but in reality, it is probably, you know, where you look at the sadness or the losses or the depression or the I'm not motivated or I feel like I've lost my chances. You look at it, you sort of High Priestess yourself. She knows all the answers, very intuitive. She's wise. She has all these answers. And Justice, I mean, really with Justice, that kind of tends to suggest it can be about court cases. For some of you, this could be a court case that you're trying to win. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not, but it looks like it doesn't, you don't, if it is, let's say it is a court case, you're not going to lose it. You're also not going to feel like you won it. It's going to be more of a middle ground where nobody loses, nobody wins, or everyone loses, or everyone wins. There isn't a clear victor in this. I know the Star could be seen as that, but no. The Star, that's more the renewal, the new hope, the cleansing after the challenges. So that more means it gets, if it is a court case, it will at least get a definitive ending. Like, this part is over now. I can move on. And that's actually pretty good. And even if it isn't a court case, if it's an argument with a spouse or a family member or trouble at work, just you let yourself relax a bit there. You ask yourself, what is it that I actually want? What is it that I want to achieve, want to do? And with Justice, as long as your approach is just, as long as you've acted fairly, and as long as you're treating yourself fairly, you know the answers. But this comes with the renewal and the star, which is renewal and cleansing and hope. And the seek comfort and acceptance, be kind to yourself. Now this, the card that I can't pronounce, is number 33 in the Divine Circus Oracle. As I've said, I'm not going to read the entire thing here because they're long, but you can Google number 33, Divine Circus Oracle, and you'll find the entire text. I'm going to just read this bit. I don't know, the cursive, yeah. If you are proud of who you are and everything you have learned in your life, free from shame, guilt, or judgment, what would you choose for yourself today? I like that because it has the star, and it has renewal, and it has the High Priestess. You're putting this conflict, the overworkedness, the tiredness, the no motivation, no energy, no, all of that. You're actually leaving that behind if you listen to yourself. What did this say? If you were proud, if you knew what you had learned, if you knew where you wanted to go, what would you choose for yourself for today? And you do know. You just need to sort of access it. This is sort of the feeling of the day after the storm. Because the storm can be scary and tumultuous and frightening and lots of things. I mean, I love thunderstorms, but I live in Sweden. It's rarely a natural disaster to have a storm here. Other places in the world, it is. Like a real disaster. But the day after the storm, when you go out and see what's still standing, what has been lost, what can we rebuild, what are my new opportunities, what is there to be happy about today? Like, this thing made it through the storm, and I'm grateful for it. And you have this renewed sense of purpose, of hope, of what you want to do. And that's kind of what we're going for here. There's been, or right now is, or was in June, or is in July, you know, the conflict, the tiredness, the frustration, being overworked, being not happy in whatever situation. Remember I said in the intro many videos ago that this was going to be kept pretty vague so that it can help more people. And that's pretty much what it is. Pretty vague. But it has been a mess. And you have been tired. Probably too tired or worked out to even motivate yourself. You're just sitting there being sad. But you know what to do. You know where to go next. You know what you want. If you ask yourself and you actually listen to the answer, you know what you want, you know what to do, and you can go grab it. You can start working towards it. Seek comfort and acceptance. Be kind to yourself. And renewal. Better things. Whatever this is, it's finally starting to clear up here. And when it clears up, you might be so used to being in this negative situation or negative space or negative mindset, whatever it is, that you don't actually remember how to go out and do things for you, what you want, what you feel like. So this is really your encouragement to start thinking about that. Figure out what you want, because the bad things are drifting away and you're gonna need to find new life, new hope, cleansing and hope and renewal. I really wish you good luck with this. You are so close of being out of this bad stuff. And it's gonna be good after that. Just listen to yourself. What do you want? And then have the courage and the self-love to go for it. Good luck. And we have come up to August. And by now you can tell this has been a bit of a project. I don't have a lot of time for recording. So it's been recorded over several days. And the August part then is recorded after I agreed to start putting crystals on the piles so that it's easier for you to select. I think I've mentioned the whole thing with my nails, and I was also mentioning that we're coming up on our repair stop where the entire mine will be shut down for like 2 weeks while we repair everything. The preparations for this stop have begun in earnest. I mean, the stop itself starts on 2nd of May, so it's very busy right now. Lots of hard work, lots of almost stress. And you saw my nails in the July. This is after, this week then. So this nail broke off, there's nothing left. This one broke off, yeah. This one broke off down below the skin line, it hurt. As did this one. I'm right-handed, so this is the hand I stick into things and it hurts. But I've mentioned this, you were warned. If you come for pretty nails, you don't come here. So anyways, August. Go ahead, pick a pile, and I'll see you in your reading. So August is going to be the third and last in this pick a pile within a pick a pile within a pick a pile for the summer months. So June, July, August. And, well, it's going to be pretty much the same thing as it's been all along. We're going to look at the main energies for you for August. And see if we can figure out a bit about what's going to happen or not happen, what you can look forward to, what you can try to avoid, what you should be aware of, that sort of thing. And yeah, layout is going to be pretty much the same as it's been all along. At least if I can remember how I did it. It's been a few days, but I think I remember what the general layout was. That one wanted to be 2 cards, so it's gonna be 2 cards. Didn't happen, I don't think, in any of the previous ones. But it happened now, so we're going with it. And final there for August for pile 1. And sorry, I had to put the cards to the side, so it's a bit of a stretch to get to them. Divine Circus Oracle, 1 card. Oh, I don't know where to put them. Let's put them there. And Clarifier for that. Or, yep. Clarifier. Whoop. That one really wanted to come out. And a Dragon Advice card, because I like them, and advice is always a good thing to have. There we are. Time to start turning over some cards. Oh wow. Okay. So, I forgot. There. There are a few things going on here. Most of them, just gonna see. Most of them are a bit exciting. No, they're not. A bit interesting. You have I don't know what order of priority to do this here. You have the Knight of Cups with the 8 of Cups. You have the King of Wands with the 8 of Swords. You have the 7 of Swords with the Knight of Swords. And then you have the Page of Wands with the Sun and the Magician. As I said, they both wanted to come out, and I think this is what's going to be the big thing about your month. What I can imagine here, there seems to be a lot of people cards about. We spoke a lot about that, I think, in the second. Oh, well, never mind. That when you get people cards, usually, since there are so many cards that could mean the same things, when they take on people or court cards, I tend to interpret them as people, because otherwise there's no real point in them coming up, to be honest. I mean, you could have King of Wands. Okay, that's a pretty bad example, but still, like, all of them have pretty much the same thing without being people energies. And so when you have here is one person in each position of these four. So the Knight of Cups, for example, would be this romantic, emotionally driven person, most likely, of a masculine energy. Doesn't have to be a male. But the thing is with the Eight of Cups, I'm wondering if this is someone who's been like something or someone you've been flirting with that you should probably stop doing that with, or it's just gonna fizzle out. I think fizzle out is kind of the thing. And you should not, under any circumstance, allow yourself to try to cling on to that. So if there is a flirt or someone you've been like dating or something, and they seemed perfect, they always do, I was gonna say, but yeah. See, the feeling I get here, you also have the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, that's the whole cheaty, lie, not being honest. And the Knight of Swords then seems to be, I don't know if this is the same person, or if you are perhaps dating around right now or meeting a lot of new people. That doesn't have to be dates, could be friends, could be family, but it seems that you have two people here of decidedly masculine energy. Actually, you have three, with the King of Wands and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, that's the whole feeling trapped, not really knowing where to go next, feeling powerless, like you can't do anything next. The Seven of Swords, as I said, that's the whole lying, cheating, hiding things, not being honest. And the Eight of Cups, that's something that's run its course, that should probably be ended without regret or sadness or clinging to it. I'm getting the feeling here that I don't know if these are the same person. They could be, because the way I did the spread here is, well, they're not, these are the main influences on August for you. But I kind of get the feeling that you might have either three people around you then, and none of them are any good. If they're friends, dates, family, doesn't really matter. But decidedly masculine energy on all three of them. And then the not good kind of thing. So you have one, for example, that seems so emotional and sweet and nice and honest, but it's either fizzling out, or you're being ghosted for no reason, or it just turns out that it's not meant to be. Do not cling to it. You also have this more cerebral, logical, intellectual, maybe even a bit cold feeling, like at least less emotional than that one, who isn't being honest, who isn't trustworthy. There is someone, because that was the main card and that was the clarifier, there is someone you cannot trust around you, and that's an intelligent, intellectual, kind of disconnected, detached male energy. And then you have the King of Wands, who is this fiery, passionate, again, masculine energy, driven, leadership, knows what it wants, but it makes you feel, or it puts you in a cage, whether you do it yourself or it's this person making you feel trapped, or like you're not enough, or like you don't know where to go next, or stuck. So that's also not good. Fortunately, up here with the pile that insisted on having two clarifiers, you have the Page of Wands, and you have the Sun and the Magician. The Sun, that's where everything is fantastic and wonderful and awesome, really. And the Magician is the one that creates their own situation. They know what they want. It's the master of manifestation, I keep saying, but it really is. Because the Magician has all the tools to create what it wants, basically out of nothing. Or he, but, you know, you might just as well be female with the Page of Wands here. which is called the Princess of Wands in Swedish. And it's younger, feminine energy. Also about passion, but it's not yet at a queen or king or even knight. It's it's a start-up passion thing where, let's say this is in the beginning of inspiration. Like you look at something and you go, that'd be awesome, I wonder. And then you start looking into it and it would be perfect, it would be fantastic, and you know how to get there. And you actually do. This doesn't have to be something life-changing. Chances are it is, because, well, 2 majors. And we're getting down here as well soon. First, you have your dragon advice card, which is Honeydew Dragon, Gratitude. So the advice here is for you to be grateful for what you do have, not cling or mourn or feel inadequate or sad or betrayed by these things. Just let them go and stick with this thing that really is, it puts you in the sun and you can create your own situation with this. Nothing to be really afraid of. Your meditation card is the Thimble Witch. There is magic in beginnings, so start something new. There is magic in beginnings, so start something new. That's not really much of a... it's not very vague. It says start something new. And I think that's very true. You let go of these things that confuse, disappoint, make you sad, make you feel a bit lost or trapped. Let them go. Be grateful for the good things still going on where you have control, where you can create, where you can reach for your actual dreams. Start something new. You also have here, and I keep saying this, but I can't fit everything on the table, and I'm not going to read the entire thing, but it's from the Divine Circus Oracle, card number 15, which is called the White Duchess, or White Duchess. And as usual, I'm not going to read the entire thing. You can Google Divine Circus Oracle, card 15, White Duchess, to read the entire text. But I'm just going to go with this little bit here. And it says, don't look to what has been to find your destiny. Your future is bright and blessed. If the pain of the past feels a little too close for comfort, White Duchess steps in to help you leave behind the emotional storms of your past and move into her protection. A time of transition is upon you, and soon your feet shall settle upon sacred ground, and calm shall prevail, inside and out. With that, I really still am getting the feeling that there are people around you that you need to leave in the past, sort of thing. So you have, I think, I'm so forgetful today, I'm sorry, but the Knight of Cups. This emotional, sweet, seems caring, seems nice, but it has run its course and it kind of needs to end without regret or clinging. You have the Knight of Swords, but that's actually the clarifier. The Seven of Swords is the actual card. So let's say, for an example here then, that you have a friend or a partner or someone who you trusted and they betrayed you. And then you're trying to rebuild that trust, and it's frustrating and it takes time. And sometimes you're just not meant to, because it's not making you feel good about yourself. Because I don't know the situation here, but if they betrayed you and you go, how can I trust this person again? And every day you feel bad, because first of all, you're insecure now. You don't trust them. You don't know where they stand. But at the same time, you feel guilty because you don't trust them blindly. Even though they were the ones who did something wrong. It wasn't you. They lied or betrayed or let you down. And now you are supposed to learn to trust them again. I would say same here. If you have someone that has let you down or betrayed you or lied to you or cheated on you, leave them in the past. This is not for your, greater good. Leave them in the past. the Knight of Cups, who seems sweet and loving and caring, but it just isn't right. Leave that in the past without feeling loss or disappointment or clinging to it. The King of Wands, this fiery, passionate, inspiring person, but it makes you feel trapped or like you're not good enough or whatever it is, really. Like it's not a satisfying situation. Leave that in the past. And then with the Page of Wands, the thing you'll find that inspires you, that makes you go, I kind of want to do this. And I can see the ideal situation it could lead to. And I know how to create that ideal situation because I'm the magician. I have the tools. I have the power. I can manifest this thing that I want. So I read this, but I mean, there is magic in beginnings. So start something new. That's what you need to do. These things, gone. Don't need them anymore. Be grateful. Gratitude. Be grateful for what you still have. And the opportunities that are opening up to you here. And the inspiration that you feel in actually reaching that. And this whole, the White Duchess thing, you are stepping on to something really great. Like the whole future opening up thing. But you might have a lot of negative feelings about yourself or the world. You might be mistrusting or have some kind of post-traumatic stress thing going on after, for example, this person betrayed you, for example. Do what you can to let that go. You have the Hierophant here, which, okay, masculine energy and traditional. It could be marriage or school or a mentor of some kind, but what I kind of see here is that he has the key. So this is like the keys to the secret, or the key to the hidden knowledge, or the key to the future, or to the truth, or whatever. I know that I say whatever a lot, I'm sorry, but since it could be very different here. But it is one of those traditional kind of things. Unlocking your future here. So maybe if you are really suffering and really don't know how to move on, this is going to sound a bit unfair, but try some kind of therapy. That's very traditional, actually. It's a traditional solution for that kind of emotional problem or trauma that you've possibly been through. It could also just mean that you'll find the keys to unlocking your future, but with the Magician here, I think you actually already have those. So it really is just about finding out what it is that you want to do now. Leaving these things in the past, getting over them, moving past them, that's important. And you might then actually seek out help with that, whether it's therapy or talking to someone older and wiser who's been through similar things, who can help you, support you. Be grateful every day for what you still have, because it's going to open up. It's going to be awesome, because you have the sun. The sun, that's wow. You just need to go for it. Start the new thing. Leave the bad stuff in the past. It's in the past. It's not going to hurt you again unless you let it. Well, okay, that's unfair. Sometimes things from our past show up in our present and hurt us anyways, even though we don't invite it in. But at least, let's agree on that. Do not invite the past back in. That we can agree on. And probably find someone to talk to who can help or support or help you make sense of these things so that you can move on and go for what it is you want. Yeah, that's going to be August. It looks like it's going to be hard work, but also hard work with a fantastic payoff. So it really is worth doing this, like putting in the work, being grateful, trying to see the positive things that still are there, and starting something new. And whoosh, like that, you're gonna have more or less it all. August, while hard work, looks like it's going to be fantastic for you. Please let me know how that turns out, and have a great summer. Hello people who chose pile 2 for August. We're gonna actually use the exact same layout, the exact same type of reading as I've done for June and July, but this time for August, to see what the main energies going for you in August will be, what you need to know, what you can do to like improve the situation, what opportunities might show up, and yeah, things that might be helpful for you to know going into August so that you can optimize your what's the word? Your lived experience of the month and what you actually do with it. So we're gonna get like clarifiers for all of these without even turning them over, because I think that's more interesting and because it tends to work out just fine anyways. There. There. And one more. There we go. We are also getting a dragon advice card because advice is always really good. I don't know what better way to put that, but advice, always good. As long as it's good advice. We're also getting a Divine Circus Oracle for the overreaching sort of energy type thing. Not looking at the smaller things. It will be a bigger thing. And a clarifier or reinforcer. I've more been seeing them as in this case for that one. It wants to be 2. I'm sorry. Well, sorry, we don't know if I need to apologize just yet. Anyway, so we'll start flipping over the cards. Cool, cool. Huh. That's... My first thought really is that's a lot of pentacles, and it is. Lots of them. You also have 8 of pentacles or 8 of coins twice. You have 3 of pentacles, 2 of pentacles, 8 of pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, but that's it for the pentacles. Then you also have 5 of Cups, 9 of Wands, the Devil, and the Magician, and the High Priestess. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3 major arcana. This is going to be a big month for you, but I wonder if it's going to be actually mainly work related, I'm sorry to say. Well, not sorry, but work is a bit boring, especially in August, unless it is a beautiful new opportunity. We'll see. It might just be. Because something that is a bit interesting here, I don't know if you saw, but you have the Garlic Dragon advice card, and it says boundaries. So it is time to work on your boundaries, make sure they are what you want them and need them to be. Which I find lines up pretty beautifully here. You have the 5 of Cups, the crying over spilt milk card, where you've lost something, and you're so focused on the thing that you lost that you don't even see all the good things you still have. The thing is, then you have the 9 of Wands, and it's pretty close to the 10, but it's also after the 8. 9 of Wands is very frequently actually talking about setting boundaries, about making clear lines like I trust this, or I believe this, or I will not do this. Boundaries, both in situations and relationships. And I wonder if that's actually what it might be, given that you have boundaries here. And the 5 of Cups not seeing the good things because of something. And we're going to move on there. Because then you have, as I said, 8 of Pentacles with the 3 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, that's hard work. But it also is reaching mastery in what you really put effort and energy into. You reach perfection or proficiency or, the best of the best. in what you really put dedicated work into. The Three of Pentacles is a lot about teamwork, or working with other people, collaborating, doing things together, being inspired by each other, or helping each other. Like, let's say you're, well, three people. One is a really good planner, one is good at heavy lifting, and one is good at making sure they work well together, sort of tying everything together. Then you have three different strengths and three different people. On their own, the heavy lifting person isn't good at planning, for example, and the planning person can't lift heavy, and the tying everything together person can't plan or lift heavy, but can make all this come together. So as a team, they are much better. They are much stronger. But that's where it gets interesting, because then you have the Eight of Pentacles here as well, with the Devil. And looking at here with the Five of Cups, Nine of Wands, I wonder if you have a situation where you need to teamwork to develop, to reach your goals, and you have sort of someone in that team is, let's say, well, it doesn't matter which one of the hypothetical characters I just mentioned, is perhaps not being fair, or perhaps not seeing what everyone wants in this situation. They're working it for selfish goals. It could even be you not melding into this team properly, but being more self-focused, or even using the others. I'm not saying it is you, but probably one of these people that you are working with, in whatever the situation is not looking for the best for the team, but what's best for themselves in a selfish, I'm not going to say malicious, because I don't think that's it. I don't think they're like evil, but I think they might be unfair, or using the others, or putting them in situations that are not beneficial for the other people, but maybe for the cause. Be careful, because I think that's the person you need to set boundaries with. And I am also thinking a bit that you might be too busy looking at something else that you feel bad about to even notice that you need to, well, set the boundaries for this person or this situation, so that you don't end up being controlled, being used, being overworked, being anything along those lines. The Devil also is, of course, frequently, this could be that you're so overworked that you start doing amphetamines to have the energy, and then it would be the addiction or abuse aspect of the Devil. I'm not really thinking so with the boundaries, unless the boundaries is that you need to set a boundary for yourself. I'm not gonna depend on chemical influences to do what I need or want to do. That could be it. So be careful with that. Right now is not a period where you want to chemically alter yourself. That's also worth noting. But it might also be a person that you need to set boundaries with. Whatever it is, you need to set boundaries. You do, from the looks of it. Then you have the Magician and the Two of Pentacles. The Magician, again, Master Manifester, knows what he or she wants, knows how to get there, has the tools, and this beautiful really with this one is the final card in the Divine Circus Oracle. Did I say final? Yeah, the last one in that deck. I'm not going to read the entire text, but who do you want to be? Try that self on for size. You might just discover another genuine facet of you beyond your known identity. The Maven of Mask tells you, act as you wish to be, and so you shall be. So, with the Magician, I feel that's a lot of self-development, self-actualization, deciding what parts or facets of yourself you want to achieve this perfection or proficiency in, what you want to be, what you want to do, what your balance will be, what your project, future, dreams, everything. You can create that now. You can create yourself. You can create your situation, your life. You have control, really. As long as you do set these boundaries and don't let people use you or use others. Never a good thing. Um, and be very careful with drugs of various kinds at this time. Because whatever it is you are creating, you definitely have the strength to do it yourself. And you probably should. Without cheating, sorry. If you need medication for something, then that's of course something else entirely. But, you know, in the realms of realism here, try to stay focused, try to stay yourself so that you know what you're doing, so that you have control over yourself and know what it is you want to achieve, so that you can create yourself and your situation the way you want it to be. You also have the High Priestess with this one, meaning that, and the Queen of Cups. So creating yourself, in this case, you have a vision. You know how to get there. You know what is balanced and good for you. You know what it is you want to achieve. And you can treat yourself very carefully, respectfully, lovingly while doing so, which I think ties in again to here. Be careful. Like, don't let people use you, or don't put yourself in altered states to not have to deal with things. Boundaries. It's going to be a lot about setting boundaries. Healthy, loving, respectful boundaries that create a safe haven for you to really create yourself, to become who and what you want to be. Because in August, for some reason, you have the opportunity to do that. Recreate yourself, recreate your life, reach whatever it is you want to reach. As long as you set the necessary boundaries, don't use or let yourself be used. Don't focus on things of the past. It's all about going forward now, looking forward. What do I want? Who do I want to be? Let's say, bad example, but we know I'm not good at examples, but let's say you're starting a new school in autumn. You are moving somewhere or whatever. There's going to be new people. They've never met you before. They don't know that you used to chew your hair when you were nervous, for example. And when you were younger and in school, all the other kids used to bully you because you chewed your hair when you were nervous. The new people at the new school, they don't know about that habit. So you can choose to work that off, to stop doing it. But you'd probably need to practice. But that's such a small example of something where you can really change yourself without changing your personality, without being someone you're not. You just quit a bad habit. And with that, suddenly people see you differently. You can start over with whatever it is that's happening here. You get pretty much a blank slate for who and what you are and can and want to achieve. But you need to set boundaries. You need to be careful, respectful, and loving of yourself to be able to do this. I think it is studies or work related, actually, with all the pentacles going on here, and there will be teamwork, I think. You have your meditation card, the Spell Singer. Cast spells of wonder and delight. There, sorry. Cast spells of wonder and delight. And it refuses to zoom, but, yeah. Spells also, you set the intention, you know? Like new moon intentions or full moon rituals, where you set the intentions. That's a spell. When you go to create yourself or your situation based on what it is you actually want, when you manifest, when you really connect with yourself and say, this is who or these are the aspects of myself that I want to develop and embody now. That's a type of spell. But you get, of course, to meditate on this yourself. Cast spells of wonder and delight. So the only things that are, the main things that are important here I think, is be very careful to not be abused or not become addicted to something, because that would be very bad right now. Set very clear boundaries, both for what you tolerate from yourself and what you tolerate from others. Try to let go of recent or past losses so that they don't distract you from all the great things going on here. And then you can pretty much just put in the work, put in true effort, and become who you want to be. That's an amazing opportunity. Like, genuinely, that is huge. And yeah, makes sense too with the 3 major arcanas here. Something big is going on in August that will affect your life for like a long time probably. So make sure you go into that very honestly, knowing what it is you really want and how you want it to be, and with who and in what way, and what you will tolerate from others and yourself. If you do that, this is going to be one of those months that really change your life. And I mean, if you don't set boundaries, if you do start using drugs or letting people use you and walk all over you, that's probably going to change your life too, but not in a good way. And we want this to be good, right? So, yeah, pretty much what I've said. Boundaries. Be careful not to be used or use. Know what it is you want. Work hard towards it and create yourself, shape yourself into what you want to be. And it's going to be a great August for you if you stick to that. So I wish you good luck. Please let me know how this goes, and have a great summer. Hello everyone who chose pile 3 for August. We're going to use the same setup and the same cards. No, well, the same cards, but you know, the same type of reading as I've done for the other months, to see the main energies for August for you, so that you know what to look forward to, what opportunities to be sure not to miss, what potential risks you need to watch out for, so that you don't end up in bad situations, how you can optimize really what's going to happen in August for you. That's what we're going to be looking at in, well, more words than that, but hopefully more focused. It's just me babbling because I don't like the silence while putting out the cards. I don't know. Silence feels like I'm not doing all I should be doing, sort of. I don't know why. It's one of those weird things where people are always better at talking than I am. I get nervous, and then I get stage fright, and then I just babble. But I'm almost done with all the card layouts here, and then I won't have to babble anymore. Then I can read the cards instead and tell you what's going to happen for you in August. Hopefully lots of amazing things. Only, or maybe not only, we need to learn lessons from time to time too, but let's hope it's all going to be easy. Whoops, yep. Okay. That one really wanted to come out, so we'll let it. We're also getting a Dragon Advice card. And then that should be it, I think. I don't think I've used more cards than this. Oh, okay. Wow. That's incredible. Okay. Okay, so first of all, for anyone who actually watched pile 2, I swear, I promise, I shuffled both these decks, I really did, and still, it's the exact same cards in the exact same position. And it doesn't make any sense. It's not like I pulled them from the top, and even if I would have, I didn't put them back at the top. Then it would have been the bottom, you know. Still, you have something in common with pile 2. But that's about it, actually. Well, you have something more. see if I can explain. You do actually have more things in common with both of them, but I don't think there's any point in you going watching pile 2 or even pile 1, because you got this and that will be for you, whereas the rest of their readings were of course for them and this is for you, so no real point going back on it. But we have 10 of Swords. Something is ending or needs to end. Crossing that, you have the Knight of Pentacles. And I keep saying this, when I get court cards, I tend to interpret them as people around you. Because there are perfectly good cards to say more or less everything that the Knight of Pentacles says without being a Knight of Pentacles. So court cards, that usually means that it is about people. So in this case, someone male or male energy, slow moving, solid, dependable, stable, that sort of thing. Maybe a bit boring, sorry. But whatever it is with this, it needs to end or it will end, or both. It needs to end, and so it does. You might want to prepare for that, because if we go down here, we have Judgment and we have 3 of Swords, which kind of suggests there is some heartbreak here. But the only thing I see that would cause any kind of heartbreak, that is that something is ending. So most likely this is going to be very tough and sad for you. It might be moving away from someone, breaking up with someone, just realizing you've outgrown someone. It doesn't have to be devastating and horrible, but you will be sad. And you will have to, and I really think these are related given the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords. With Judgment, then, that would be, you kind of have to do a recap. What did I learn from this experience? What were the positive things? What are the takeaways? Like, okay, we're going to use the example now of this being a relationship. Let's say which was, your first real relationship, and now it's ended. Do you know who you are as an adult without this relationship? Have you been in it for so long that you don't know who you are when you're alone, when you're not with this person, or if this was a best friend, or if... I don't think it's a death. There would be so much more here than there would be towers and stuff. So I don't think this is someone dying. I think it is just someone removing themselves or being removed from your life in a less inescapable way like that. More natural, less dramatic. Let's go with that. But you will be sad. But if it is the case that, for example, this is your partner for the past 5 years and you've outgrown each other, then you need to establish, who am I without this person? Who am I in relation to just myself, while working through this sorrow that, of course, the ending of this friendship, relationship, or be what it may, will cause. So you're going to have to do some reshaping of yourself here, and that's getting a bit interesting, because then you have the Magician. As I said, this is your... Pile 2 had this as well. Same position, but not the same situation. So the Magician, you get to pretty much create your situation, You also have 3 majors, actually. That's interesting. Anyways, the Magician, Master Manifester. A bit predictable to keep repeating that, but it's true, so I will. The 2 of Pentacles with the yin-yang, the balance, but also sometimes juggling, figuring things out, finding a balance, or multitasking a bit, or push-pull for that matter. But you get to create something new here, which is very much supported by the Fool being here. Because the Fool, that's all about the new things, right? New adventures, new projects, new life if you want it. This is where you have the chance to recreate. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. If it's a relationship ending, you maybe don't even know who you are. You don't know where you want to live, what you want to do, what your goals are, without it being in relation to this friend or partner or whatever it was. Now you get to create that. You also have number 33 in the Divine Circus Oracle. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I will read the top, as said. And it says, if you were proud of who you are and everything you have learned in your life, free from shame, guilt, or judgment, what would you choose for yourself today? What would you choose for yourself today? See that they connect. With the Fool, this connects. What would you create new for yourself today after going through this, after evaluating, after recapping, after rising from the ashes type thing and being, who am I now? Kiwi Dragon has the advice fertile. So this is a time for creating new, improved, better. It could also be about this being a good time to get pregnant, if you want that. New businesses. I mean, fertile, that's when you can plant the seed and something will grow. You are like the earth that you can plant the seed in now, and it will grow. It will grow into whatever you want it to be, whatever it is that you're creating. You have the Four of Coins and the Ace of Coins, which is in relation to each other. I mean, the Four of Coins can be very much about scarcity mindset, that there isn't enough. I have to hold on to what I have. I have to be careful with what I have. An interesting thing, possibly unrelated, but I'm still going to mention it. We are having a bit of a financial crisis in the world right now. I think we can agree. Like, housing prices are going up, food prices are going up, fuel prices are going up. Everything is rising except for paid wages. The interesting part is we just got a new richest person in the world. And that's the guy, I think it's a guy, who owns the umbrella company of all the French fashion brand thingies. LMVH, I think. That's the new richest person in the world, because something that has not stopped. Even with all this financial crisis going on, the one thing people haven't stopped doing is buying luxury things. Even if that means they have to take a loan or they have to save up for a long time to buy luxury things, they still buy that. And I mean, rich people are of course still rich, but the average person has less disposable income nowadays, and they are too still buying luxury stuff. It's not focused on paying off the house loan or buying new sensible shoes or even going to the dentist or the doctor when you're ill. Instead, it's new perfume, new handbag, new shoes, fancy shoes. Luxury products are the one thing that we are buying more of in the financial crisis than we did before. With the whole scarcity mindset, it could be telling you to not live in that kind of fear, but it could also be saying focus where you put your money. Don't randomly buy stuff because it feels good, because then you might lose control of it. But there is the Ace of Pentacles here, which suggests something new in the tangible realm. So, could be new home, living somewhere new, new business, if you want to start a business of your own. Could be a new job, that sort of thing. Tangible, physical, financial, but something new coming out of this scarcity thing. Maybe you've been saving money. Then maybe now is the time to go through with the plan. It's a bit wobbly there because something new is coming. But we already knew that because you're creating something new for yourself at the same time. Where you get to know yourself again, possibly again, or just get to know yourself. To get over that sadness that you had with you, possibly from this thing ending, but it could be just from life in general. We get hurt through life. We learn lessons. I think I mentioned this at the start, actually. Lessons to learn, but hopefully not really bad ones. Yeah, I guess. we learn lessons. We get over the sadness if we try, if we focus, if we let ourselves, if we work on ourselves, we can get over the things that have hurt us with more work or less work, depends on the situation. We're all different. Our experiences are all different. So that's not for me to say if this is going to be easy or hard. That is up to you. But the main point here is that you can do it. And you probably will, because you are so ready for that. And you will get this new opportunity or take a new chance. But it all, I think, connects with this something ending and you going, yeah, what am I doing now? And creating what it is you want. See how that kind of works out? Your meditation card is the Autumn Fae, which is beautiful for August because it's still summer, but we're moving into autumn in August. So, the Autumn Fae. Go slowly and listen closely for the words of the tree spirits. That's your meditation message. Go slowly and listen closely for the words of the tree spirits. Meditate on that and what it might mean in relation to your August messages. I'm actually thinking that it is the whole rebuildy, starting new. But that's up to you, not me. You are ready to grow things. You're ready for increase. You're ready for bringing forth new things. You are so ready for that. But let yourself mourn this first and then learn from it. And it might not be a fun lesson. But it still needs to be, done. Something is going. And you need to move past the sorrow over this or something else in order to create this new. To know what it is you want. To know you have the tools. To get over that sadness or shame or depression or the negative feelings. You get past them and you create what you really want, what feels right for you. You go on the new adventure. You get to know yourself again. You rewild yourself again. But with this, probably take it a bit slow. Connect in with yourself. Listen in and see, what am I doing now? What should I be doing now? What do I feel like now? And then you pretty much can't go wrong. August is looking great for everyone so far. And I don't know if I mentioned that in the intro, but August, that's normally the month where we come back from the summer holidays. And we are pretty much programmed from when we are 5, 6, 7 years old that things should change in autumn. And you have this golden opportunity to change things this autumn. Just find out what it is that you want to change. And then move towards that in the right way, in the right direction. And this looks splendid. Please let me know how this works out for you. I would honestly really love to hear it. And I wish you good luck. Have a nice summer. Hello to those who chose pile 4. You're my last pile now for August. Or for this summer special. It's a bit bittersweet, really. But we'll see what messages we have for you. What opportunities might be coming your way. What risks you should be aware of so that you can avoid them. What main energies really for August for you. I feel a bit sad to let go of this reading, actually. I have really enjoyed doing it. It's been fun. And the fact that it looks like so many of you are really going to have a great summer overall. There will be some lessons to learn. There'll be some challenges. But there have been no great disasters. And I hope I'm not jinxing you by saying that. So far, it has looked like it's going to be a pretty nice summer for everyone. With, again, some less good things, of course. But life is very rarely only up or only down. So you kind of take the good with the bad. We're gonna take a dragon advice card as well because I like them and because it's always good with a good advice. And the Divine Circus Oracle to see the main sort of theme. These are all the surrounding energies, but now we're going for the main theme of the month, sort of thing. And I've been treating these as reinforcing cards rather than clarifying from Heindel for this one. There we go. And finally, I can start flipping over the cards. Oh, crap. Yep. I did jinx you a bit. I think it's not that bad. Yeah. Okay. You're... Huh. So... I said I hope I'm not jinxing anyone. I don't think I did. Maybe I just had a feeling. This pile... You're gonna have to be strong. And I'm saying that without even thinking about strength. Strength is here. You have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is always my seek professional help card. Usually it means see a psychologist or a therapist because you have... Something has happened to you, or someone has mistreated you, or you have a trauma or a situation that is too much for you. And with strength here, you're going to need to be very strong to deal with this, to work through it. But you are going through it. Don't worry. We're getting there. You will be able to. You are strong enough. But I really suggest that you get help. Ideally professional, because normal people, much as they love you and care about you, and I promise you they do, they are not always equipped to deal with this sort of thing, no matter what it might be. Because people, even if they love you, even if they would do anything for you, they cannot necessarily say the right things or always be there. You know how in airplanes, they always say that if you lose pressure in the cabin or in the ship, you should put on your own mask, like the oxygen masks. You should put your own on first and then help the people next to you. Because if you pass out, you can't help others. And it's the same here. If they, for example, stay up all night and they listen to you crying or working through your emotions or bouncing thoughts off them, then when they get up to go to their job the next day, they didn't sleep. They did this because they love you. They care about you. But when they go to work the next day, they're pretty much falling asleep in their chair and their boss is angry and then they lose their job and then you're both miserable. That's pretty extreme. But what I mean is, you can't always expect people to be in a mental or physical state where they can help you. And this is really... Find someone professional, ideally, because then you know that they have planned out their day to include you. And they are giving full dedication to you. You don't have to worry about them being preoccupied with their own tragedies, for example, right now. They can give you 100%, and they have experience, they have training, that's gonna be my advice here. Go find a professional to deal with the specific problems you have. I don't know what those are, but get help. There's no shame in that. It's actually very positive, because that means that you have mobilized the strength to actually reach out and go, I want to fix this now. Please help me. My brother sent me this beautiful story once about I think it was a child psychologist, but it might have been an adult one. I don't know. I don't remember. Who had a poster with Oh, I don't remember, but basically the thing is, the picture that he sent me was with little owls telling the story and saying that asking for help when all you want to do is like lie down and give up. That's like asking for a stick when you're lost in the forest and there's dangerous animals all around you. But asking for that stick, that really proves that you are not giving up. You are not weak. You are not done. You go, give me that stick and I will fight my way through this forest. That's what you're doing here. Ask someone for help. That's that's your strength right now. You can fix whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be something huge and enormous. Maybe it really just is something that has been bothering for you for a while and you finally feel ready. Like, okay, now's the time that I'm going to fix this. Get someone to work with because you are ready and you are strong enough and you will fix this. But you might need help. And that's what the Nine of Swords suggests here. Which is interesting because it actually connects again. You have the Knight of Pentacles, and I keep saying that when we get court cards, it's usually about people in your life or yourself. But as a clarifier, I'd say this is a person. The Knight of Pentacles would mean that it's masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a man, but the important thing here, I think, is the moon. And it makes me think that you, how do I put this? You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your intuition. I think, I know I shouldn't really be saying this, but I think that for a lot of you, this is actually about love. And probably romantic love. Because you have this, I'll go through all the piles and we'll see if you agree. Maybe it isn't for you, but for a lot of you. This is about love, and it is about problems with love. So maybe you've been hurt, betrayed, abused, misused, anything like that. And you need to work through that, and you are ready for that. But you don't trust your intuition. You don't trust your emotions. You might have broken picker syndrome, which is when you, for example, you grew up in an abusive home and you keep seeking out partners that are abusive because that's what you recognize, that's what you feel safe with, that's what you know how to deal with. And it's a terrible, terrible situation to be in where you actively seek out people who destroy you because that's all you know how to live with. You don't know how to handle peace, calm, quiet, happiness. You know how to handle drama, pain, loss, disappointment. And that's kind of, the moon is the broken intuition, where you have the nightmares and the mental illness and the mistrust and the not trusting yourself. And that in relation to a masculine energy. Yeah, I think for a lot of you, this is broken picker syndrome, where you just can't choose the right partner. And then you have the Page of Wands and the Three of Swords. Kind of tells me, and I may be wrong here, but that feels like the Page of Wands, that's before the Knight and the Queen and the King. It's in the startup stages where you see something that really makes you go, that intrigues me. I want that. I want to do that, or I want that. And then right away, three swords in the heart, stab, 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 pain. Pain and heartbreak and heartache and sadness. Like, as soon, and that actually makes me sad. Because if we see this all as that, someone treated you horribly and you need to work that out, and you don't trust yourself, and you haven't dared act on your intuition in probably regards to other people, but this will be different for everyone, probably. And then you see something and you go, that's what I want. Let's say that this is a romantic relationship thing where you keep picking the wrong partners, and then you see this happy couple and you go, I want to be in a happy couple. And again, you get that heart stab because you don't know how. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to be in a happy relationship because you've never seen that. You don't know how to act or behave in that. That's completely alien to you. And that hurts. Because then you're going to feel excluded from this human experience of happy love. If that's what it is now. But there is a fix here. And there are a lot of fixes. This is probably a good first step. But what's going to happen? You have two majors here. Well, you have one here as well. But that they're in the same pile. You have 4 majors in the entire reading. That's the most of anyone so far. But never mind that. Because these 2 are in the same pile, and it's the High Priestess. And that's the healed intuition. She knows everything. She knows the answers. But she's a bit disconnected. She's not emotionally involved. She is the oracle. She knows the answers. If the moon is the broken intuition, the High Priestess is the functioning intuition, the connected, the working, the correct intuition. But it's clarified here by death, which means you do need to cut out something, some behavior, some thought pattern, some part of who you thought you were or are needs to go away. Let's say, we're going to use this example again, that you grew up in an abusive home, your picker is broken, so you select bad partners to recreate the drama and insecurity and instability from your childhood. You know, or rather, here, you think that's because you're flawed. Something's wrong with you. You can't have a good relationship because you are inherently bad, or not good enough, or not pretty enough, or not smart enough. But you know, you really do. With your functioning intuition, you know that's not true. You know you're just as good as everyone else. You're just as worthy as everyone else. So you need to let the bad feelings die. You need to stop overthinking or repeating bad choices or whatever it is you do. That needs to go for you to be able to rise up into this. Then we have, and oh wow, Divine Circus Oracle, card number 35, The Circus of Love. I'm not going to read all of it because it's 1.5 pages, but you can Google it. Divine Circus Oracle, card number 35. Love, in all its forms, is the ultimate prize in the game of life. But you've got to be in it to win it. Forget excuses and open your heart to love, to life, to luck, to laughter. For the circus of love is rolling into your soul town, and it's time for you to be swept off your feet. Yeah, as I said, I think this might be about love. And it seems it kind of is. The reinforcer or clarifier there is 2 of Swords. And you know how the 2 of Swords, I keep mentioning this, but in the classic art, it's someone who's blindfolded holding 2 swords. But when you're blindfolded, you don't know what you're holding. You can't choose. You're putting yourself in a position where it's not stop, it's not go, it's just I'm not making a decision, I'm not doing, I'm not participating, I'm not living. In this deck it's called Peace. The card is called Peace. And of course it's peaceful to not participate in life. To say, no, I'm bad, so I'm never gonna try to get with this person that I am really intrigued by, because if I don't try, I can't fail. And then I don't have to be hurt again. See? I'd say this is something you're subconsciously or consciously choosing. If you don't take that risk, you can't get hurt. And you are so used to being hurt, according to this. You're so used to doubting and not letting people close, because if you let them see all these flaws, then you'll be hurt, or that's what you think. And there we go to the Peach Dragon with the advice vulnerable. So the advice is to dare to be vulnerable. Dare to actually take that step forward and say, I'm going to fix this, I'm gonna stop with these bad patterns, these bad thoughts, these bad, or the bad self-talk, or what it might be in your case. I dare to take that step forward. I dare risk to live. I dare show that I am vulnerable. I'm not going to pretend to not care. I'm going to actually let people in and take a chance. And I am strong enough to get through that, even if it doesn't. I mean, most relationships actually fail. I think it's 50% or something of marriages, depending which country, end in divorce. But how many relationships over a life make it as far as wedding? Most people have like at least 3 or 4 relationships before they finally find someone to marry, and usually nowadays it's much more than that. Again, depending on country and culture, but still. So let's say that 10% of all relationships actually make it to marriage, and then 50% of those make it to like the end forever. That most relationships fail, and most people somehow get through it, and most people do not think they're to blame, that they're the flaw. Of course, there is something, possibly, but let's say that you keep seeking out bad partners. That might be because of something in you, as I said. It might be you, for example, growing up in an abusive home and trying to recreate that trauma subconsciously. So yes, it is because of something you do, but it's not your fault. And you can fix that. But you need to learn to be vulnerable, dare to be vulnerable, and realize that the world isn't ending. It will hurt, and then you'll get up again. You're strong. You can do that. Your meditation card is the Wild God. This is one of my favorites, I will admit. It is a male principle, fundamentally male principle, and it says, go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. So, the Wild God. Go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. To me, that's all about returning to the genuine, the wild, the honest, the unaffected by society and rules and what you've been taught growing up. It's all about the whole genuine finding yourself, but in a not in a woo-woo way, in the truest way you can. This is me. These are my flaws, these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths, these are my passions, these are my hopes, these are my dreams, and I love me. That's what you need to get to. And then you can work through this. You'll dare try to engage in these things that you want, whether it is romantic love or it is something else. But you're fixing this. You're starting this journey in August towards fixing this. And your entire life, trust me on this, your entire life will be better for it. Just dare to take those steps. Dare to be vulnerable. Dare to ask for help. Dare to be genuinely you. Dare to trust that you know what is best and that you know what needs to go for you to actually dare step onto this and be loved the way you deserve to. Amazing. I think this is amazing. It's gonna take courage though. And please let me know if this resonates and how it will turn out for you. So I'm genuinely so curious. I mean, I got completely carried away. This reading is much longer than the others, but this is your August is going to change everything if you just take this step. I really wish you good luck and have a great summer.